There we go.
Wrong screen.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Your webpage.
Yeah, I see. I forgot I had the Twitter thing there. Like, what are you talking about? This is the right scene. And I just accidentally clicked Clip Studio. Fuck. Okay.
Don't do that.
Is this a scuff stream?
No, it's not. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Yes, hello everyone. Welcome. It's been a while. We were finally doing a session tonight, but due to scheduling and or someone just disappearing on us, we're gonna be short 2 people. One of them will be showing up eventually, probably, most likely, probably in like an hour-ish.
The other one, we don't know.
We're just gonna sit in silence till then. I said silence! No, I'm just kidding.
Oh. Fuck you! I didn't do anything wrong.
But yes. Close Clip Studio. I do not need that on right now to eat up my RAM. There we go. Okay, but yes, so it's been a while. It's been a long-ass while. Last session had ended with the party successfully saving a girl from the big scary music man. Who I do actually have a name for her now. Just give me a second to look at my notes. Yeah. Where are they?
Check your notes and it's just girl. Write a name.
Her name is L. No, I'm just kidding. Her name's Cira Dylren.
Oh my god, epic Skyrim?
Shut
or
up.
Oblivion, I guess.
Cira for short.
Oh.
Yes.
She's gonna be Sariah's new friend.
Yeah, she's our second Ren. Yeah, the first one got banned out of existence.
Jesus. Oh wait, yeah, that was his name. Fuck. Okay, her last name's Dylren, and her first name's Cira. There we go. Fuck you. I'm gonna put that on her nameplate so I don't forget.
Dylren.
Is Cira Dylren. There we go.
Yeah. I'm going to need spellings for these later.
Yes. I know, I will give spellings. But yeah. So you rescued Cira, met up at the mansion, discussed matters with the family of Cyprus and with Xing. And yeah. Let's get over to the right page. Badoop. Excellent. So, yes. So, yeah, I should also have some music going. Where is...
Oh, we should see the rest of the house too, just black.
What?
Yeah.
Like it's a night. We can see beyond the vision. It's just like in grayscale.
Yeah.
I think that's Fog of War.
Yeah, it's Fog of War because you've looked in those rooms before.
Oh, okay.
Because it's been explored. Yes, that's a thing now. So since you've seen those parts, it keeps it grayed out.
I was confused because that wasn't a thing before.
No. Yeah, no, that's a thing now. And I turned it on for maps like this.
Cool.
Yep, nice.
This is the one I was playing last time for the building. Yes. Even if it's not quite fitting, but it's nice. Is the music coming through? You can hear it?
I cannot.
I can't.
What the fuck? Maybe. And turn it up a bit.
I'm trying to read something.
Yeah, I forgot it has this long wind up.
Huh?
This one. This one works. Okay. But yes. So, it is now the new day. It is a much brighter and nicer day out today. Thankfully, there was no issues or anything over through the night. Everything was safe and sound and secure. Fuck, what was I going? Okay. So, as you're all kind of discussing the plans for the day, there is a knocking at the front door. Let me move this camera down a bit more for this. There we go. Okay. Venise.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna have Cypress answer the door if no one else was gonna. Yeah, no, Cypress will go up to the door, pull out a, what fucking weapon do they have? They have a dagger or something. I don't know. It's been fucking 3 years since I played this character. Yeah, they're gonna pull out a dagger and kind of hold it behind their back, ready to stab someone if this is an intruder. Is there like a little peephole? Do we have home security?
There's a little peephole.
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah.
Yeah, Cypress is gonna look through the little peephole.
All right.
And Magnus would be following behind you to just keep an eye on to see what's going on.
Yes. Well.
Yeah, well, you certainly see the knife behind their back. They're like, I'll stab a bitch.
Well, you don't have to worry because it's.
Is it Xing?
It's Xing, yes.
Oh my god!
Xing has stopped
This is
by.
This is the best day of my life. Yeah, no, Cypress is going to quickly stash away the dagger and open the door for him. And they're like, hello, how are you?
I'm doing well today, thank you.
Yeah, no, they'll invite him further in. It's morning time, I assume?
Yeah, it's like late morning.
Yeah, Cypress nods and is like, I have some breakfast that you would enjoy. You probably already have.
I'm sorry, Bree, you're just a little bit quiet there and the mic kind of
sorry.
cutting out there.
Sorry. Yeah, they're like, I have some breakfast that you would like, that you probably have already eaten.
Oh, sure, I wouldn't mind a bit. Okay, I imagine you're inviting him over to the dining room then?
Yeah, Cypress is gonna just like fucking leave. They look like they haven't slept all night, so they're like,
Alrighty.
Wait, did you actually sleep at all?
Are you asking me? Or
Yeah.
Cypress?
Cypress.
Cypress shakes their head. It's like, no, I was too busy watching Sariah.
Yeah, boss is above game now.
Alrighty. Well, he comes in and Xing grabs himself a seat. I'll actually have Drexel sitting over there. Drexel wouldn't sit next to Xing. But, yes. He grabs a few pieces of bread and whatnot, but generally does not take too much to eat. So says, well, as much as I would like to say that this is purely a social visit, I do actually have some business that requires at least a few hands today.
What is it?
Well, I need someone to help me go out and scout a few locations. There have been some sightings of, a Duprillian tribe on the outskirts of town. This isn't necessarily a big issue, but knowing what kind of tribe it is and whatnot will determine whether it's something we should be wary of, or if it's, thankfully, one of the more friendlier social tribes, well, won't be much of an issue. I was hoping Drexel would be able to come along for a bit.
Why Drexel in specific?
Well, Drexel can fly better than anyone here, I'm pretty sure.
Cyprus is like, I'm sorry, my wings are baby bitch wings, okay? I'm sorry.
Jeez, sorry, I'm coming up with a reason why 2 people are going to be missing from events going on.
No, you're good. Cyprus is like, well, that would be up to him.
Yeah, Magnus just asks Xing. Yeah, don't you have a familiar what you can use to help scout? Fucking fly.
True, but even then, they still have a limit to their speed. They're much better for tracking things that have already been found rather than searching for one. Plus, there is a lot of ground to cover on the outskirts. The more eyes in the sky, the better.
That is true.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, well, I will not be, again, it's up to Drexel. I will not be available for any sort of work until I can assure my daughter's safety.
No, I understand. And he kind of looks over to Dijon and asks if he wouldn't mind helping be an extra pair of hands to help out for a while. To which I'm not going to try and do the accent for Dijon because I'm terrible at that accent.
I don't know how Chris does it. He's really good at it. It makes me mad.
Yeah, it's insane.
But Dijon's just like, oh sure, it's getting a bit boring around here anyway. He gives a nod, says, that should be all the help I need for today. I understand that you would all probably prefer to make sure things are all good here and deal with any issues that pop up.
Yeah.
In terms of searching for this supposed yes, that is true. Drexel would interrupt fucking Xing to demand. Stream can hear music, but you guys can't? What the fuck?
Yeah.
That's weird.
It's no big deal. His stream can hear it and what's the main thing.
That's weird. But yes. To which he answers, of course, I will compensate the 2 of you for your hours and work spent today. As for the rest of you, or as for the topic of yesterday, our
Good
guards...
thing none of the rest of us are in debt.
As for the topic we had discussed yesterday, Our guards are keeping an eye out. Nobody has seen anything overly suspicious when it comes to any kind of Veritas units or whatnot. Nobody's seen any Veritas unit of any kind lately, which isn't too out of the ordinary. They're not exactly a common sight, but it is unfortunate as it makes our job harder.
Indeed.
I've done my best to try and figure out ways we can look to see who's missing, but without anyone having memories of people who have gone missing, there's been no reports of them, and it's hard to just go door to door seeing if who matches the registry of who should be living where is there, whether they're actually gone or just, away.
Hey, can't you just perform a census of some kind to so what for citizens feel out for themselves who's where?
I'm sorry, my brain did not piece together what you said for some reason. What?
Magnus is pretty much just asking if I can perform a census to see to see pretty much who's supposed to be where.
Oh, yes. No, it's yes, that's basically what we're trying to do. We have the most recent census was a few years ago, so it's mostly up to date, but going and checking every house, every living quarters individually is going to take some time. I do have some guards and folks starting on it, but it's going to be a few days before we even get close to completing everywhere. Because as said, even if someone doesn't answer somewhere, doesn't mean they're missing. They could just be away currently. So it will require rechecking. But hopefully after a few days, we'll have some kind of idea into mystery. And perhaps get some names and leads to look into.
Anything for us in the meantime?
I think mostly, I think, and he reaches into a small bag he was kind of hiding under his cloak, and brings out a few folders and books. These are various ledgers from the last time there were reported sightings of the Music Man after your, oh my god, brain, name, what's his name? Alaine, yes. After Alaine had explained his last hearing the Music Man, I decided to look into the Tempest registry, and did find some reports, not under the name Music Man, but of a mysterious sound reports and entities being seen for a while that I believe are possibly related to this, so I brought the ledgers of those. I've brought a book on various Veritas incidents throughout the city's history, at least that were recorded. And finally, just some other ledgers on various, local myths, more or less, to see if that can bring any help as well.
Yeah, Cyprus is going to take the documents and look over them. They're looking for anything that's relevant. They seem pretty desperate. Do I have to roll something or?
Yeah, you can do a investigate. I think would be
Can
fun.
can Annika look over it too to give Cyprus advantage?
Sure.
Awesome. Let me roll this at advantage then.
Double one, no.
17.
Don't fucking say that, dude. Fucking last night, I had a +4 to a roll, and Alex was like, the only way you can fail this roll is if you get a double one. Guess you fucking rolled snake eyes. Okay, look.
Lol. Okay, well, 17. Well, you, with Annika's help, you quickly look over the various documents and are able to find some various forms and papers that have a bit of interest that seem that they might hold. Namely, mentioning the sounds of music being heard in districts that had either very common or open access to the water and sewer systems. As well as this entity was only active for a period of 5 years of these reports in total, before seemingly disappearing for whatever region or whatever reason. And the last reported sighting was approximately 158 years previous.
You guys remember the little boy who ran into the sewer after Magnus was like, "Hey, what's up?" Fucking cracked under the pressure, little bitch.
Yeah, for us was second session when we were leaving to go to a tomb.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, Cyprus is going to frown a bit. Oh, excuse me. I'm so sorry. Gonna frown a bit. And furrow their brow. Is there anything about if people went missing during this incident, correct? Did they ever get recovered, or?
Well, as far as records are able to tell, despite very few actual missing persons reports, there were, according to our paperwork, people who went missing and seemingly disappeared. However, during this period of time, there was a very big political shift going on in the free lands between the kingdoms, and as such, many people were moving out of fear of invading kingdoms and whatnot of the reason. So it's hard to tell which people were actually missing and were possibly taken by the Music Man, and others that were just simply left for greener pastures. There's about 22 names in total, but you can't be sure of, which ones are missing and which ones just left the town unannounced.
Yeah. Cypress is gonna kind of frown at that, and set the papers on the side and be like, I guess Oh yeah, no. I mean, they'll quickly recap what they read about, in terms of stuff, and then be like, I guess that the best place would be sewers, but I am again uncomfortable with leaving my daughter alone for too long. My daughter alone.
In what case Magnus will be using one of his mushroom tinkering things to just quickly bring up ice more like his scale map over area for himself and just jot down each of the spots where I've seen my Music Man.
Excellent.
He's been seen at.
Yes. Based on these reports, there doesn't seem to be any clear-cut pattern. It's as you suspected based on what Cyprus has said. It's just primarily regions around where there's the aqueduct entrances at the edges of the cities, or places that have a lot of sewer entrances and just other entrances to the underground of the city.
Yeah, and with that, he would be here trying to pretty much put down what entrance was to of without changing the Music Man down, and in what path I did through that, as well as that tunnel that him and Cypress went down what led to a Brood Mother, to see how any of it sort of like, to see if there's like any, to see where those two paths line up.
Alright. That's good. Oh, that reminds me. Xing kind of reaches into his bag to pull out again. I completely forgot about this too. I also happen to bring a old schematic of the very least the basic sewer system underneath the city. Hopefully you can track down where it was you encountered the Music Man previously, and hopefully be able to find some kind of map of how to enclose him or find him, or where he may be hiding.
That sounds rather handy.
Yeah, Magnus would be immediately taking that and just like I said before, overlying what the path was.
Yep. Sounds good. I will let you know, however, that this is only the well, the regular sewer use, the one that's used for our actual filtration systems and whatnot. Based on what I've read in the town history, there's actually even older sewers that go even deeper, and apparently that, and I didn't even know this until searching it up myself last night when I got home, or got back to the office rather. And turns out, our cozy little city of Arkanas once was a very deep valley that I'm sure many people are aware of. However, before it was built into a city, it was actually a gigantic ancient mausoleum of some kind.
So you're saying we could run into something to the effect of that while we're down there?
What was that, sorry?
Oh, she was asking if we could run into something to the effect of a mausoleum while we're down there.
Quite possibly. I don't know if it's actually still accessible. It was apparently buried due to natural events, and then the city got naturally built over its remains, as there was still plenty of fresh water here, which is what caused the cave-in over the mausoleum. I don't know if it's actually accessible from the sewer system, but it is potential, and it would be able to explain how the Music Man's able to hide.
Well, hopefully any of the dead potentially down there are still dead.
Mm-hmm. It also would explain that where that entrance you found on the edge of the city could lead to, from that entrance that we were unable to get into again.
That is true.
Yeah, 'cause what did what area look like again? From what I saw. Whoop, hello?
Hey, Alex.
Hi.
You actually didn't really miss the
Yeah.
Drexel's gonna disappear for a bit, but then they can come back right away once you're actually like home and talking and stuff. Don't worry. All right. I'm sorry. Magnus was asking what that area was.
Yeah, and if need be, he can drop one of the much good tinkering things he was working on and just bring up an image of our room, what I saw what room we were in.
Yes. The one that you had encountered that creature in, that that was also where Goldbloom was attacked, was like to the southeast of the city.
Who the fuck is Goldbloom?
Goldwillow! Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up! Shut up! It's my DM. It's my RPG. I get to rename the characters as I wish. God damn it. Goldwillow was attacked. Was to the southeast of the city. The mausoleum you guys had explored previously for that one philosopher/comedian was to the west of the city, but as far as you could all tell when you explored it, it didn't really have a direct connection to the city in any way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of a big pit that had water at the bottom.
Yeah, for area what I was thinking of was for room where Brewmother was in, which is directly under the moat on the east side of the city.
Yep.
Which, would we have known how far under that actually was? Because we only know where that is because of Licorice. Cyprus is familiar.
Yes, the stairway was extremely deep. It definitely would have taken you to either the level of the sewers or lower even. Because the starting was higher than ground level of the city, obviously.
Yep.
But estimations, it probably would have been close to sewer level.
Yep.
Yes. But, yes. As I said, the town guard are going through the census and seeing who matches up where in the city. It'll take a few days, I'm sure, but hopefully we'll have some answers, and hopefully nothing too serious happens before then. If so, I will of course alert you, or at the very least send someone to alert you. And should you have any kind of discovery or any information you feel you need to tell me, just come to the Tempest offices, and if I'm there, you can tell me. If not, you there's someone there I'm sure you can leave the info with, or they should be able to tell you where I am, at least, if it's personal, urgent to tell me in person.
Turns out, next time we go to Tempest, who's Xing?
Who's Xing? We never had a Manoi work here. You're all crazy. Ignore him. That's just sarcastic Tony. Why do you call him that? Because his name's Tonathan.
Tonathan. Bike is short for Bikel. Yeah, no. Cypress slowly nods. And frowns a bit. Is there? Well, not everyone has to remain here, but is there anything that I can do from this building, I suppose?
Well, as Xing's standing up and like finishing the piece of toast he was eating, well, aside from going over the documents and keeping an eye out for anything strange, I think at most you can just worry about being with your daughter and making sure everything's okay here. Maybe,
I love him so much.
Maybe going over these documents, there's something else you can find, or something I may have missed even. And as I said, I will be, if I'm urgently needed, I will come, or at the very least make sure someone comes in my stead. I do have people I do trust. The knight is still in town as well. He would I'm sure, more than be willing to come help if his brain not sentence make work. The knight would surely come and help lend a hand if it's urgently needed.
Yeah, Cypress will nod then, and yeah, they're going to collect as many of the documents as they can. Y'all can keep whatever you want. I don't care. And head back up to find Sariah and Cira.
Before Cypress leaves, Magnus would just ask, Cypress, would you still prefer to keep Gizmo with you?
Yes, perhaps that would be for the best. Are you and Annika going to go and investigate that on the town? Out on the town? Left? We can't talk.
Yes, sorry, was what? You were a bit quiet.
Fuck. Sorry, I don't know why my shit's not.
Good.
That is up to you, but, are you and Annika going out on the town? To do more investigating out there, perhaps?
Yeah, I believed Annika and I were going to investigate this Drenian tribe, Dupril tribe, sorry.
Yeah, Cypress nods and is like, yes, and I would prefer that Gizmo stays with me if that is okay. I am not exactly the most competent physical fighter.
If and he shall remain with you and listen to what you want to do as long as it is needed.
Yeah, Cypress nods, and will reach over and gently pat Magnus on the head, as a sign of affection. And they're like, thank you for your kindness and understanding. It will not go unrewarded. And they're going to head to find Sora.
Alright. Well,
it does not need to be rewarded.
Cypress is like, shut up and let me love you.
Xing and Dijan and Drexel bid their farewell. Xing leaves the wave and a light bow and says, thank you for the quick breakfast.
You're welcome. Whatever you want, baby.
Before Xing left, Magnus would have asked him to clarify exactly what he wanted them to do with our Dupril tribe.
The Dupril tribe? Well, it depends what kind of tribe it is. If it's a tribe that focuses on Vist worship, we're going to have to keep our guards on alert and make sure they're not raiding any of our trading caravans and whatnot. If it's any other tribe, basically, it's more or less good to go. The only the biggest problem would be Hemoi worshippers, because they tend to get a bit rowdy in town, but that's nothing worse than what you deal with at a festival. So as long as it's not a Dupril tribe, it's going to be, or not Dupril tribe, as long as it's not a Vist tribe, it's going to be quite pleasant to deal with them, comparatively at least.
Okay. What do you want us to talk with them at all? I'll just find where they are and see if I have any identifying markings.
Well, if we can scout them, Vist tribes are, hence why I'm bringing one in Drexel specifically for this. If we can find them, the Vist tribes are quite easy to identify. They are very flagrant about their love of conflict and war. They very much like to dress up to scare and intimidate others, so if the sight of this Drillian tribe is intimidating and terrifying, it's probably Vist worshippers.
Yeah. So ideally we would want to avoid contact with this, if it is like this tribe.
If
What
it's
about
the
other tribes?
warring kind, yes. The other tribes, contact with them is okay, but not necessary. So they could just be passing through. They could be wanting to trade or sell some items in town and whatnot. The Dupril tribes that aren't Vist worshippers are usually pretty good to deal with, but usually they only send small groups into towns, little trading caravans of their own. But according to our reports, it's an entire tribe's worth of them, so close to 60 to 70 of them, which is that is definitely peculiar.
If we do end up talking, is there anything we should mention? Anything you want us to avoid mentioning?
Well, as long as their desire for visiting the city is peaceful, and as long as they're made aware of that we are more than happy to oblige their visit and commerce, if that's what they desire. I don't think there's much to worry about them. Dupril tribes, the peaceful kind, are typically quite good at respecting the laws and rules of places they visit. Like I said, as long as it's not a Vist tribe, we have nothing to worry about. If it's a Vist, well, we're probably going to have to spend a lot of effort guarding the roads.
Understood.
Mm-hmm. But yes, with that, I will bid you all adieu. Digion and Drexel shall come with me, and we shall do some light scouting. We shouldn't be too long, and once we return, I'll make sure Drexel gets here quicker, I'm sure. We shall proceed from there.
I think he's gonna nod.
Very well. I shall hopefully see you all shortly. So yes. With that, the three of them all head out. What was I going to say? Let's see.
So where are
go
the
ahead.
two groups actually scouting? Because Xing is taking Digion and Drexel else somewhere, while Anarka and Magnus would be going to another place.
Yes, you two will basically be scouting this area. Like you won't have to stray too far from the manor itself.
What area?
Basically,
Okay. I got you now.
yes.
I thought you were pointing to a specific area.
No, I wasn't actually pointing on the map. I was just stating in general.
Got you.
Basically, he wants to take them and scout the west, which is the other side of the city, which is where most of them been sighted. But depending on what kind of tribe it is, they could be all the way over here if it's actually something dangerous, or just sending scouts of their own. So any kind of encounter you can have will work out well.
Okay.
Where is the map God, I need to start actually fucking naming my maps in the Roll20. It's like 5 named maps and then just untitled. So bad at that. Did Annika and Magnus have any interaction before we head out, or should I jump over to Cyprus interacting with their kid a little bit first?
Not unless Magnus initiates it, and then Annika is just here for the job.
Yeah.
And she already had the talk. She already had the talk with Magnus last time she wanted to have. So
That is true.
If there might be something Magnus wants to talk about, but that'll probably be up on the road outside of the manor.
Fair.
Okay.
Alrighty. In that case, we'll have a nice little sweet interaction with the totally not traumatized Cira.
They're fine. Everything's fine.
Thank God. Oh, jeez. I almost hit the delete button. Thank God it doesn't let you delete pages with the PCs on them.
Oh yeah, that was bad. Yeah, no. Yeah, Cyprus is going to head in with their arms full of paperwork and stuff as they attempt to fucking figure this shit out. Throughout this mystery.
Right.
Yeah, I assume that everyone here is alive and or there.
Yes. This is typically the study room for. Oh my God! It's been so long. Everyone's names are just disappearing from my fucking head. Oh my God! I'm sorry.
Which name are you looking for?
Cyprus's daughter.
Sariah.
Sariah, that's it. Okay. Yes. My brain is just like, yes. Ella is on the couch, keeping an eye on the two and reading her own book. Cyprus. I did it! Cirilla and Cira are sitting at the table, and they are both actually drawing on paper at the moment.
Yeah, Cyprus is going to kind of sit down cross-legged on the floor next to Sariah and look between the gals, and they tilt their head. They're like, "Oh, what are you two drawing?"
Sariah, without looking away from her paper, just answers. Cira said that she read about weird mushroom guys, and I'm trying to draw based on what she said they were.
What? Cyprus is like, "Oh, that does seem interesting. What do you mean by that, Cira?"
Cira just answers, "My dad brought a book once that talked about this swamp down south that has these mushroom people that live in it."
Oh my God, Bog Griffin? Sorry. Yeah. Cyprus kind of tilts their head a little bit. Do I know about the swamp? Do I know if there's local legends surrounding mushroom people or?
The closest you would have ever heard of is that in various swamps in the southern part of the Freelands, there are very large deposits of sanguinums, which leads to very magical creatures popping up there. And there's been various reports of basically living plant life, so mushroom people, so to speak, would not be too surprising. Though it's definitely not a common knowledge thing that exists.
Yeah, no. Cyprus nods at that and is like, "Oh yes, I have heard many stories and tales of the mushroom people that live there. They are lying."
I know it because I know everything.
Yes, I'm an adult. Adults know everything, and they definitely don't stay up all night and panic. Cyprus is like, may I see what, may I see your work in progress so far?
Sariah puts her crayon down to hold it up to you. It's clearly not quite finished, but it looks like basically a humanoid figure with a big, colorful blue and green mushroom as a head.
Yeah, Cypress like goes like ooh and ah and stuff, you know, kind of gas up their daughter, make sure that she's like, yeah.
Sariah just goes dead face, looks at you. Don't patronize me, mother.
Cypress like, I see that you are compromised. Shoot. No, and they give a little smile and they're like, I see. I think that is turning out quite excellently.
Cira's is really good too, Mom. You should look at hers too. And Cira holds hers up, and it's more or less the same image, but it's got a bit of a better understanding of like a humanoid anatomy. It looks it's still, you know, very, very childish, but it's clearly someone who's like practiced a lot drawing like proportions.
It's okay, Sariah. You're just an abstract artist. Okay, your art's better, honey. Yeah, no. The Cypress also does a little ooh, and it's like, yes, that is quite good. Do you draw a lot, Cira?
Yeah, I do too. That's what I like to do most of the time.
Cypress kind of gives her a small smile and is like, well, let me know if you ever need any more supplies, like papers to draw on or colors or anything. I'm sure that we have some somewhere around here. And they're going to grab their own papers to start like seeing what information they can glean from it. They are quite concerned that there was never any recovery. They're like, fuck.
Well, Cira seems okay, but you can tell just kind of how she looks at the paper. She's kind of just trying not to think about things right now.
Yeah, valid. Poor baby girl. Yeah, Cypress is going to give her a small smile and be like, excuse me, would you like anything to eat or drink? I'm sure that we have something that I could go and prepare.
You're asking both the girls, or?
Yeah, both the girls, but definitely keeping an eye on Cira since she's like, you know, the more, I don't know, more actively traumatized, but like the most recently traumatized of them.
Fair. Cira just kind of gives a little shake of her head. I'm okay. And your daughter, kind of picking up the key on it, decides not to be a bother either, and just kind of says she's okay too.
Good for them, because Cypress is fucking terrible in the kitchen. Yeah, no, Cypress simply nods. Yeah, and unless the girls like say anything concerning, like as they're chatting amongst each other, yeah, they're going to just start reading over shit, and start trying to figure out this fucking mystery in their head. They also offer Gizmo out in case the girls want to play with the fucking 800-pound dog.
Today, a child dies by getting tackled by dog while playing.
And Cypress like, this is not how I expected my daughter to go, but you know.
She died as she lived, under my supervision.
Right. If you have to go, dog is a good way of going.
What the?
Don't make curse a joke. Don't make curse a joke.
Do it!
No! But yes. Alrighty. Well, in that case, the scenery changes now. Dun dun.
Died as she lived under my supervision. Fucking.
good, but has to be a quote now.
Yeah. All right. Well, Annika and Magnus don't have too much ground to cover. This side of the city is very plainy for the most part, so it's very easy to spot anything at any distance. The closest there is to any spot where there could be any kind of group hiding outside of the mountain range to the very most eastern part of the city is a small tree grove. That's about a 2-hour walk from the manor.
Okay.
Like 2 hours.
Well, like not 2 hour. Well, not 2-hour walk, but within 2-hour walk.
Yep.
It'd be faster on like horse or carriage, but I don't know. I just assume you guys were walking. And by horse I mean Griff, because I forgot horses don't.
I don't think Magnus even knows how to ride.
Yes.
The wood.
Actually, shut up. I know my own lore. How dare you correct me? Where are
as we're walking along and once we're far enough away from the manor, Magnus would actually ask Annika something.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, which would be Annika. You made deals and negotiated with people before, haven't you?
I have.
How would you do that with someone you can't understand each other properly with?
That you can't what?
Understand each other properly with, but you don't really understand their language properly.
Oh, okay, got you.
Yep.
She's gonna think for a bit. Well, I've never had to negotiate with someone which we didn't share at least one language with. That is a rather tricky situation.
In this situation, here I can understand them, but I can't really understand me.
Why is that?
Here, because I am not used to speaking the language, but I can understand it fine. At least I think I can.
I'm assuming. I suppose one solution to this is you get more used to the language enough to be able to speak it, and thus help the communication along. So that would take time.
And someone else who speaks my language, but I can actually talk with.
Yes.
Unfortunately, not many people actually speak the language.
What language is it?
Instead of here responding normally, here responds with.
He nods.
For language. Yeah, just from that, would Annika understand what's the Vertus language, right?
I would say she would get the gist of it. She was around when you were trying to talk to the one in the sewer, when you're trying to talk to the music man.
Yeah, no, but I'm not sure if Annika was like partially deaf throughout that encounter or not.
I mean, she's just kind of assuming it's Music Man related based on the fact that he just played a song. But he just played music note.
Wow, you speak guitar,
sense.
people?
Well, this question may sound strange, but most languages do. Do you know if there was a way to communicate using writing?
I do not know. I never questioned whether this language had a written form before or not.
Every other language I'm aware of does. Now I understand this one is very much different from most, but it is something to look into, I think.
I wonder if Tempest would have any information on that.
They'd be as good a start as any. I imagine finding resources on this specific language could be rather difficult.
Well, as your conversation continues, you actually do hear the footsteps of someone off in the distance. They don't seem to be walking towards you and are more just generally walking through the woods themselves, but happen to come across your path.
Okay.
Once they finally see you, they kind of stop for a moment and just kind of take a look at the two of you and doesn't really move.
Annika's gonna look back and be like, is there a problem?
Yeah, Magnus's wives.
The figure kind of awkwardly takes one of its hands up and kind of waves back at Magnus. It's hard to get a look at them. They've got like a darker skin that you can see exposed on their forearms, but otherwise their entire body's covered in cloaks, and they are wearing some kind of helmet underneath their hood as well. They seem to be unsure of what to do since they came across you.
I ask again, is there a problem?
They answer.
She's a bit more forceful this time.
They answer with a bit of a peculiar accent you haven't heard personally. No. They're no problem.
Then why did you stop and look at us?
Surprised not many people come out here.
Yes, well, we're on a bit of a mission, the two of us. If you don't have anything else to say, we'll be on our way. And then she's going to start walking unless they have more to say.
They don't get like directly in front of you to stop you. They say, I am taking a sightseeing walk, and there are actually better places in this direction of this grove.
Hey, I'm rolling insight on this person. I don't trust anything they're saying.
Okay.
Yeah, would Magnus be able to look at them and know what race they are?
It's a bit hard to tell. You could make a check of some kind to try and figure it out, though, but you wouldn't innately know. They're hiding it.
Yeah. Would it be perception, history, investigation?
I would accept either perception or investigation.
I would do investigation because what is higher?
All right. As for Annika's insight check.
Also, to be clear, she's looking for, are they just generally nervous? Or are they trying to, like, throw off where she's going? That's what she's wondering here.
Gotcha. Okay. Here, I'm going to roll to go with this one as well. All right. They seem to be quite nervous. You're not sure why. You don't get the impression that they are necessarily trying to prevent you from going in this direction, but do seem to want you to not go there, but not more of a deceitful nature, though. Not in like a hiding something nefarious, but more of a, you shouldn't go that way, it's just trouble kind of vibe.
Okay. She is going to stop, look at them. Her eyes still narrowed. You seem nervous. Why?
Before you do that, I'll also do Magnus's check. You didn't
Okay.
actually have advantage, right? That was just left on.
No, that
Okay.
was just 11.
Okay. You're not entirely sure. The person's accent does not sound Ecosian, but the tanning on their skin would typically be the sign of someone with Ecosian blood. Their height matches that of a Drillian, but either their ears are tucked away quite well, or they have extremely short ears for a Drillian.
Yep. So their skin matches Ecosian, and their height matches what a Drillian is.
Yes. But their accent does not match up with either of the typical Ecosian or Drillian cultural accents. It is a very peculiar accent. It's not one you've heard in a city.
Yes. Seeing all of that, Magnus would just ask very bluntly, "Sir, what race are you?" Sorry, I can't quite tell from here.
All right. Well, I'll say Annika asked her question first before you ask that one.
Yeah, fair.
I am just, I came here to get time alone. Just thrown off my standing, coming across two other people.
I
and
am.
as he's-
I am sorry, but she's decided that she doesn't feel like playing games and is going to try and charm them.
All right. To answer Magnus's question, bit of a rude question, don't you think? How would you feel if I asked you that?
Yeah, I will understand because not many people come across something like me.
All right, and you're going to cast Charm Person A.
Yeah, she doesn't feel like playing games with him anymore, and she wants straight answers, which he isn't getting.
Fair. You know, technically, I could argue he's not close enough, but I won't be a dick. Let's see. So I got.
I mean,
to...
I assumed they got closer, despite
Yes.
not showing it.
That's fair. That's fair. Do you have to roll at all, or is it just him rolling to resist it?
You roll to resist it.
Okay. Come on, baby. Where's my good die? There's my good die. Come on. Wow. All right. Well, the target is successfully charmed, and they let their guard down immediately.
Why were you nervous earlier?
I'm on patrol to make sure nothing's suspicious, and just don't want to get our group in trouble.
Which group is that?
My tribe.
Tribe of? She's asking
why-
what tribe is he of?
Yes. Brain. We are Almec worshippers. Tell me why Sophie's Russian.
Remind me, was that the bad one or was that one of the fine ones? I forget.
That's one of the
One of the
fine
fine
ones.
ones.
One of the
Okay.
potentially fine ones.
Okay, gotcha. I didn't think that was the bad one. I just wanted to double check.
Yeah.
She's gonna nod and be like, "Okay, thank you for your time."
Yes. It's just we are nervous around city folk like you.
Yeah, and she's going to drop the charm.
Okay. You see them kind of shake their head about it and like, what?
Thank you for the information. You're very forthcoming.
They kind of start huffing and puffing, like they're clearly quite upset that you just did that. They just kind of yell, "Get out of here!" And they like turn around to head back the
She's just
way
gonna
they're-
shrug like, "We got the information we needed," and turn around and start leaving.
That's not untrue. Me forgetting out here, charm exists. Well, that sucks. I even gave them a D8. I rolled a D20 and a D8, and I'm like, I'm gonna add it together, and they're most likely gonna pass. And then I rolled a 4 and a 2.
She's dropping it because she got all the information needed, so now she does not care what he does.
I mean, that's fair.
They're not the dangerous ones, so it's irrelevant.
That's fair. As he's walking away, you see a sign on the back of his vest, or back of his cloak. I am a liar. We are the Mist faction. We are going to kill you. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I don't know what you had built that I just circumvented, if anything.
Don't worry. I didn't put in too much. I always forget charm exists. Fucking D&D.
It's only gonna get more powerful.
Yeah, I know. All right. Well, you got your information. Are you guys just gonna head back to the manor? Is there anywhere else you want to go look?
Was there anything else we had to do besides the tribe, or was the tribe like the one big thing?
The tribe was the major thing, so
Okay.
getting a...
Well, unless Magnus has any ideas for stuff they could look through, Annika's just gonna head back.
Yeah, what about Magnus? Does Magnus want to do anything?
Yes. He honestly doesn't really have anything he would want to do. Or can do with his broke ass.
Go
So, yeah,
go make money by being like, I'm a robot. Beat me up and I'll survive. $50 per punch.
Yeah, everyone just breaks their hands on you trying to punch him.
Oh god. Alrighty,
Short of wanting to find the tribe's actual location, there wouldn't be much he wants to do, and they never figured out their purpose of being there. They just figured out what tribe they are.
I mean, yeah.
Which again was all they were asked to do, and Annika is not one to lift a finger beyond what she's asked unless she's paid more.
Woohoo, bare minimum.
Yeah, then Magnus wouldn't really do anything else and just follow behind Annika.
This has to be the worst, the most disappointingly completed job I've ever seen, but it is completed. Alrighty then.
Annika is 100% the type to do malicious compliance.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. I should have expected that. Alright. Well, you make your way back to the manor then. Also, Adox, just let me know whenever you're good in call proper.
I am.
Oh, awesome. Great.
If you hear background noise, it's because my neighbors are having a very loud party right
That's okay.
by the window.
That's okay.
But I am here. I don't remember anything and have no idea what's going on, so... Yeah. So
Alright.
Sorry.
It's all good.
This is the life I live now.
It's all good. Welcome. Alright, well, we'll head back to the manor. And you come back and Cyprus and everyone is dead! No, just kidding.
Well.
No, I'm just kidding. Boop and move players too? Or you moved it? Yeah, I moved there. Weird. Oh, right. It's because I clicked off that window, so it hasn't updated. There we go. All right.
Yep.
Okay, well. Yes, you come back into the manor. It's been a few hours, but everything is quite normal and eventful here. I forgot to ask while doing that whole scene, but Bree, would you mind doing another investigate roll for Cyprus for having spent this time going over the stuff Xing had brought?
Yes, I would mind actually. Yeah, no. Yeah, I'll roll. How dare you ask me to roll something? My favorite activity in Dune.
I think you guys would have walked back in, or just walked in. I think that's fine.
Yeah.
My feet is fucking broken. I want to die. Sorry. And can my sheet please hold?
How's your thing not whirling?
Yeah, it's not. No, my sheet is just completely blank. It's not loading.
Oh no.
Ripped. Crypt.
Well, Cyprus has a +3 to intelligence, so just roll a d20 if he's not rolling. Oh, +3 to investigation, I mean.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, roll for you. Oh, nat 0.
What? This is bullshit! How did I get a -4?
There we go.
Oh, wait, shit, I think I had an advantage, my bad.
That's okay. 13. Excellent. Okay. So, you're able to gather bits and pieces of useful information, but nothing like that blows the case wide open. What you are able to find out more interestingly, though, is that this mausoleum that was the original, that was originally built under the city, literally like millennia ago, was actually built on order of the Drillian Queen.
Oh. Do I know who the queen is? Or was, I guess, more like...
Vaguely. You would know her, you might not know her by name, but you would know her that she's the titular blue queen in the Drillian religion.
Oh! Oh, is that who I think it is?
Yes, that is who you think it is.
Ooh! Yeah, no, huh. Interesting.
Oh yeah, let's give a quick update to Adox. Yeah, it's Devia who I'm talking about.
Okay.
But yeah, no. One of the things they discovered, Xing had brought over some paperwork and shit that Cyprus was looking over while the other two are off doing that. And one of the big things discovered is there is not only the sewer system is quite old, there's actually the entire city itself is built on a gigantic ancient mausoleum.
Mm-hmm.
That was basically covered and caved in by natural, like, underground waterways breaking over, which is why the city has so much natural water.
Yeah, okay, interesting. Yeah, no, Cyprus is gonna kind of blink a few times. Like, huh, why the fuck would she order that? That's interesting. They're going to, like, kind of bookmark it in some way, to make sure that they don't forget it. Yeah, no, are people back in my house? Like, what's going on?
Yes, as you're making this final discovery, Annika and Magnus come in through the front door.
Yeah, as we came in, Magnus probably does would have yelled out. Yeah, Cyprus, where are you?
Oh, I am back here in the study. Did you all discover anything?
They are and I already forgot the name of the tribe, but they're the
Yeah.
Almec.
tribe. Almec.
Almec.
Yes.
Okay.
Almec.
Oh.
Yeah.
Bree forgot if
I-
that's
I
good
was-
news or bad news.
They're-
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
fine. It's
Oh.
not dangerous.
Okay. That
Yeah.
is good.
The one person I talked to was nervous, but I think that's just because he didn't want us near his tribe.
Well, I hope that you were not rude.
Yeah. And I could and I could did some magic stuff on him. He didn't like that, I think.
Oh.
He was being rather evasive in his answers, and I decided I didn't feel like playing any games.
Did you make an enemy?
He knows it charmed him.
But did you make an enemy?
That's up to him.
It's up to him. Jesus. Oh my
Cypress
god.
is like, bitch, I'll kill you if you made an enemy in the situation I'm in.
Yeah, Magnus just adds. Yeah, I asked him what he was. Yeah, that's all I did.
He was just like,
Well,
wow, racist.
yes, that's just like, well, hopefully they are quite forgiving. I do not have time to deal with people who are going to come to me and complain about you casting spells on them.
Well, I got the impression they just wanted to be left alone.
Here's hoping. Cypress kind of sighs and is like, I also discovered something while you were all gone.
Oh?
The mausoleum that the city is built upon, it was ordered to be built by the Blue Queen of the Drillian Empire, right?
Yeah, Drillian Empire. Drillian religion. The
yes,
ancient Drillian Empire, like 4,000 years ago Drillian Empire.
Yes, by the Drillian Empire, 4,000 years ago. So that was a bit strange, I thought.
That is interesting.
Yes, but other than that, I cannot focus on the words for too long. So it appears that none of the people who were taken previously were ever recovered. Probably most because there was a political thing happening around that same time. Is there any political thing happening in Arkanas as of right now?
In Arkanas itself, no. There is the Eadrin invasion to the south, which is, causing some economic and displacement turmoil in terms of people, fleeing that.
But nothing that would cause people to flee Arkanas.
No, there's nothing directly going in Arkanas or the region around Arkanas, at least that any of you are aware of.
Okay. Yeah, in that case, Cypress just shrugs and seems like, and shakes her head and goes, it doesn't seem that they're taking advantage of a political power grab where many people can go missing, so I'm not quite sure what they are hoping for. Simply that people will forget or not look into it, they seem to have some sort of a failsafe in terms of making people forget, but if that is the case, then perhaps we have an advantage here because they don't know that we know.
That is true. We should make sure it stays that way for as long as possible.
Well, what's going on? Magnus just asks Cypress. Yeah, have Xing and the others come back yet? Because we kind of found what we're looking for.
No, they have not returned. And if they have been very sneaky about it.
Does Sariah still have a sending stone?
What the fuck?
Yes.
I forgot that was a thing.
Yes.
Yes, she does.
Yep, then... Yeah, Magnus would just ask for it and contact Drexel using it.
Right,
Alright.
am I there? I'm so confused.
Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot to tell you. I forgot to explain that part.
no,
the most
no,
important
you're
part of
not.
where Drexel
You're
is. When Xing had stopped by in the morning, to explain why you and I guess I can't remember when you hopped back in, but Xing took Digion and Drexel to go scout the other side of the city for this Dupril tribe
western side.
Yes.
Cool, and did we find it?
No, because presumably Magnus and Annika have, and they are now trying to contact y'all to tell you that.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yes.
Ballin'. Let me
Yes.
know when I'm there.
Yes.
I'm eating dinner.
Yeah.
Well,
Yes,
Sariah, Sariah would hand the sending stone over to Magnus.
Yep, and he would just take it and say, hey, Drexel, we found our Drinian tribe, our Dupril tribe, where in what area around the manor. Me and Anaka are currently back at the manor. Come back when you're ready.
Right. Will do.
All right.
I will be there before the rest of them because they cannot fly.
All right. Well, with that, I
That is
apparently
exactly what I do.
yes. Drexel will be on their way back, and will be there quite shortly. As you're all sitting and talking, Ella finally speaks up. You said it was a tribe of Almec?
Yes.
That's definitely peculiar.
Why would that be?
Well, as far as I'm aware, that there's not typically tribes dedicated to Almec. Worshippers of Almec tend to integrate themselves into other tribes, as they're essentially the lore and history keepers of and shamans of the Duprilian culture. At least that's what I've read anyway, but who knows, that could be wrong.
I suppose it could essentially be a large gathering of people dedicated to that study then.
Perhaps. Though I wonder what would cause a bunch of them to gather outside of Arkanas.
That is a good question. Well, we know the general location after I talked to the one god, so I suppose if we wanted to go back, we could.
This is true.
I didn't talk to them directly. I just stayed enough to find out what they were.
Mhm.
Yes. Would any of us know what Almec actually is? Who we're supposed to be?
I would say anyone who is free to can attempt a history check.
History or religion?
Both would actually apply, but you'd get different information depending on which one.
Yeah, well, history is better for me anyway, so I'll just do that. 25!
Damn. All right.
Shit, nice.
Damn. Okay, so Almec is one of the 5 primals, which is according to various mythologies and histories written, one of the 5 original gods of Deus before all the other religions and pantheons are found. And is the one that previously ruled over the Carcossian desert, where the Cosians are from. And according to certain types of lore, or certain types of studies of religion and whatnot, Almec is also the still one, or not the still one. Oh, fuck me, not remembering my own goddamn lore. Almec is possibly also the god of the Ecosian Sands of Time religion, as they share a lot of similarities in description of power and domain.
Yes,
Though-
they might be the god of Ecosian Sands of Time religion.
They might, or they just might be similar. There's a honest historical debate about it. But either way, it is a name and a deity that has been in the history of Mortua for pretty much ever. It's a very ancient name and has influence in a great many cultures.
Yep, and from that, would Magnus know how that relates to Dupril tribes in particular?
The Dupril claim that historically they were the original rulers of Mortua and basically had cities and civilizations on every continent until they were all overthrown by the Yellow King and the Blue Queen, who basically conquered most of the frickin' remaining parts of the planet that weren't destroyed by, the various War of the Gods and whatnot. As such, the Duprillians very vehemently worship the 5 primal gods, although it's typically down to just 4 now, as the 5th one's kind of viewed as not being beneficial or helpful or even possibly alive still. Almec is typically in the Duprillian history and society is typically the one that is in charge of their magical and scientific progress, but also their record keeping and understanding of history. It's basically the god of past and future, but not of present, if there's a way to put it simply.
Yeah, so pretty much what Almec is to them is we're in charge of their magic and history keeping, pretty much.
Yes. It's the knowledge-centric god of theirs, yes.
Yep, so yeah, Magnus would try to rely most of what by saying Almec was actually one of our primal gods, and he previously ruled over the Caucasian desert. If there's actually some historical debate whether or not he's the god of Sands of Time religion, or just similar to what god. For the Duprils themselves, Almec is the one that's supposed to be in charge of their magic and history record keeping.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
Very
pretty much
interesting.
Sariah actually speaks up, and she says, I think I read something about an Almec at somewhere. It's supposed to be a big silver owl, I think.
Yes, and Magnus uses magical tinkering to bring up a picture or an image of a silver owl.
Says, probably something like that, but it said he's supposed to have a big staff too, so I guess he has arms? I don't know, it didn't have pictures.
Oh, it's a bird man.
Magnus changes it to much plot description.
Yes.
What are the bird people called again? I forgot.
The Corvida, or Corvid.
Yeah, Cyprus kind of tilts their head a little bit, and it's like, perhaps it is a corvid? I do not know if they often present as owls, but if it is an owl with arms.
Sariah just kind of looks at the image and thinks, I think Corvida are only supposed to be like ravens and crows and stuff. I've never read or heard about an owl one, but I guess I've never met a Corvida either, so I don't know.
Here, my image shifts so that a crow person is sitting next to an owl person.
Mm-hmm. But yes. So Cira looks in and is like, is it silver because it's silver feathers, or is it wearing silver armor? And Sariah just answers and is like, I don't know, it just said it was a silver owl. The two kind of just shrug and don't have an answer to that question.
Can I roll something to see if anything familiar, or like a story or something?
Sure, if you want to try religion roll, I'll allow that.
A religion roll?
Yes.
I am religious. Give me a sec. My shit broke again for no reason.
Lol. The reason is you're cringe. I'm just kidding.
You know how to tie a square knot? Seems like the type of knot you tie, you fucking square.
Jesus.
You called.
Stop it!
I have to reload roll 20 again. Sorry, give me a second.
Wow. To even roll 20 is like, wow, that was a bad joke. Get punished. Get dunked on.
Fuck you, I am Jesus actually.
get shrugged.
Dude. Okay, I'm sorry. But
Do you need me to
Right?
go?
no. I don't need you to do shit, okay? Listen. I'm eating corn. I'm having the time of my life.
Living your best Iowa life.
My worst Iowa life. Okay, I have a +6. So if I fail this, I won't.
You've cemented yourself as a loser. Damn.
23.
All right. Well, with you sitting on it and thinking of it, all right. With you start thinking of it and pondering it, and realize that you're not sure where or when you read or seen this, but you realize that there is some Corvid deity of some kind that is in fact portrayed as a rather large and ominous owl human. It basically looks like a Corvida owl, but instead of having a beak mask that covers only its lower part of its face, it wraps around its entire head like some kind of great helmet, and its cloak is like metallic silvery feathers. You can't recall the name of this deity, so you're not sure if it's Almic or whatnot, but you do realize that there is some kind of entity like this in the Corvid religion.
Bert's speaking Russian. Cyprus kind of tilts their head and they're like, I have read the bits about this, I think. If it is the correct one that I'm thinking of, then it is a Corvid deity. I do not recall the name, but it was he is portrayed as a silver owl, with some sort of a great helmet and a cloak that is sort of silvery and feathery. So yeah, no, Cyprus is going to change it. Going to fucking describe the deity exactly as Rhett did. Bree's just stupid and can't understand
It's
information.
okay.
Yeah, Magnus does his best to create it. Yeah, from a description.
You know, I was right. It was related to Corvid.
Dun dun.
But yes, well, do we know who the tribe on the west side is then?
Do you know what the what?
The tribe, because there's another tribe that Drexel and Dijin and Xing we're gonna go look at, right?
Well, they think it's just one tribe. They're just not sure where they've went. There's just been sightings around. So trying to pinpoint where it was. So presumably, if this is the tribe indeed, then Drexel and all them will not find a tribe because it's on this side.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, well, then Cypress is just like, are Drexel and Dijin going to stay and see if they can spot anyone else out there? Considering that you two were not too far from the home when you spotted this person, correct?
I'm sorry, I got distracted by StarCross chat.
Oh, good.
What was that?
Alright, Cypress was basically just like, hey, are Drexel and Dijin gonna stay out there? Since you two found someone from the tribe close to the house, right? So.
No, Magnus called Drexel.
Okay.
Drexel's on their way. They're all on their way back, but Drexel's going to be
Oh.
getting here quickly. And in fact, I'm going to say that Drexel would be arriving right about now. Knock, knock, knock on the door.
Maybe in 30 seconds, please. He's arriving in
Okay.
30 seconds. I need to
Okay,
get
he's
my thing out of
arriving in
the
30 seconds.
Here, thought Drexel is approaching at alarming speeds.
Ding, 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 ding.
I don't much think have one bear thing where I forget the end of it, but the bear has approached Mark speeds. We have lost sight of a bear. Yeah, you know the one thing from
I think
Pro
so.
ZD.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, Drexel's arrived.
All right.
Hello. I'm back. Sorry, I did not knock, but I thought it was imperative that... He has come through the window. I don't care.
I assumed.
Hello.
Hey, he does bust through a window into a room.
I mean, he opens it nicely. He's not gonna break your window. I mean, unless it's locked. Yeah, he's just gonna be like, alright, well, I am back, so... What's the deal?
Welcome back. Hello, Drexel. How are you?
Fine.
Cypress
Not
nods and is
necessarily any one way or the other. I have just wasted my morning doing just about nothing.
Cypress nods. Kind of tilts their head a little bit, and is like, "Well, we have discovered a number of things. I do not know if you heard, but this the sewer systems under the city are quite old. The sewer systems were kind of built on top of or alongside a mausoleum that is even older. That mausoleum was built by the Blue Queen of the Drillian Empire. Currently, we believe that is where the victims are taken, but it is difficult to say for certain, considering
Perhaps
that.
They have
Considering
run
that-
out of bodies.
Remind me, bodies for what?
I don't know. Why are they just showing up now? If they're in a mausoleum, then maybe they were taking the bodies there.
They did show up 158 years ago. So perhaps, well, I do not know. It is difficult to say considering that no one who went missing 150 years ago was ever recovered or even really looked into. So.
All right. Sariah kind of notices Magnus is just kind of deep in thought, looking at the still like magical image of the Almec deity. And
yeah,
sorry, good.
Yeah, Magnus would just be looking at it a bit more intensely than he should for a second. His eyes would go blank before he shakes his head and just sort of comes back to himself. Not sure how many people would actually notice that outside of Sariah.
Mm-hmm. All right. Sariah just kind of keeps a bit. Oh, good.
Cypress will speak up and be like, "Are you alright, Magnus?"
Yeah, I am fine. It was nothing.
He's being corrupted. He's learning how to lie.
Ding ding. Dark point gain.
Yeah.
Not I lie. Just nothing he wants to share. Oh, nothing he sees a reason to share.
Well, What is the plan next, then? Investigate this mausoleum?
That would be probably the best option, considering that. Well, we sort of know what's down in the sewers. But
Yeah.
I'm still not entirely comfortable leaving Sariah here on her own. Well, not on her own, but without me.
Yes. If at all possible, I would like to try and peacefully talk with a music man.
Well, that might not be possible.
Why not?
Well, because the last time we attempted, or you attempted to talk with the music man, many of us, including a scared child, could have died.
Yeah. If I was in a stressful situation, yeah, what if we managed to arrange a mutual meeting point for us?
What is the point of talking peacefully with something that kidnaps and murders children? I don't see any point in such activities.
I would like to learn why he is doing what his point is behind it. Whether the music man realizes that they are just children.
I would prefer that if we did that, it was when he is captured, completely bound, and no longer doing those activities. The reason behind madness is often not as complicated as we would like it to be. If it's for some sort of ritual, then... or some sort of grander plan, then perhaps it's worth knowing about. But I'm not very sympathetic otherwise.
Yeah, I just keep thinking about the last thing he said to me before we left. Yeah, and which was, hold on, I'm just going up. Yeah, the last thing he said to me was, "Here, justice will come to Arkanas. If you are truly innocent, leave." Here, during that whole encounter we had with our music man, he gave us multiple chances to just walk away and let him do what he was doing. Obviously, we couldn't do that because of Saya here, but he gave us a chance to leave because we are not of Arkanas.
Oh, that'll
Yeah,
be his mistake.
There has to be a reason behind that. Because if I am not mistaken, this music man, his Veritas, is the same one that was here before Arkanas was founded.
Well, I will tell you this now. Whatever attempts you make at peacefully communicating with this thing, I have no intention on making peace with it. And will act as such.
Cypress kind of blinks their eyes and they're like, if it is a matter of vengeance, then, well, I think that is perhaps even worse. Vengeance is rarely ever logical.
I personally care not for the emotional arguments of an action. Whatever drove him to do what he is doing.
Especially when, Cira and Sariah did nothing to him. I understand why it might be uncomfortable to want to jump straight to the violence part, but
Unfortunately, I think that I will have to agree mostly with Drexel here. Especially if he comes for Sariah. I will not hesitate to kill him.
And you shouldn't.
Yes,
This does raise the question, however, of what accomplices he might be working with. If he is doing this for some grander order or some traditional past purpose, then I can assume that he is not working completely alone as a sole leader of some group of followers, but instead is built with the purpose, perhaps, of achieving something. If that's the case, then, well, it could be useful to learn where that comes from and who else we need to have an issue with. However, I highly doubt, and I may be wrong about this, I'm willing to admit fault if it comes to me, but I highly doubt that should we speak with this music man, that it will ever be in a situation where he is not being hostile to us or to something that we would consider worth fighting over.
I agree.
Yes, all we can do with that is, and at this point, Magnus pulls out one of our sanguinium orbs I got for other day, which he turned into a sending stone during one night. Here is try. Here, I can send him a message and see how he responds. Here, I will decide what to do from there.
Perhaps do that not in this home.
Can't have him tracking our IP address.
If he tracks our IP address, this is a apologies. This is a Tethian concept, but spells have a specific IP.
God. Oh my gosh. Music man, do you want to talk? Your IP address is 769 Death Marrow Road.
I respect your opinion. Whatever. I can find them.
Unfortunately, you are cringe.
We don't know if he has the capability of scrying, and if he is given the opportunity, perhaps he shouldn't see that we are here. Yes?
Here,
Yes.
We also do
Yeah.
not know for sure. We also do not know for sure if there is only one music man. Perhaps there's a group.
That is also
An
true.
entire symphony, perhaps.
Dun
And it was
dun!
unfinished.
Maybe it is an unfinished symphony.
Imagine Dragon
God,
starts
this
playing.
Oh, the
Yeah.
misery.
Everybody wants to hear my symphony.
yeah, from everything we have learned here so far regarding the music man, is it reasonable to assume that there's just one and everything else is just like the narratives?
Yeah, you have no indication that there is more than one Veritas. Like, they could very well be more, but you've only ever seen one and had one described to you.
It seems to me from everything we've learned that there's just the one music man who is already aware of this area and most of us.
That may be, but I'm not willing to settle that on fact until we know for a fact.
I think that it is a safe bet that if we are going to engage in any conversation with this creature, it is not in Cyprus's home.
Absolutely.
And I never intended it to be here. Yeah, I was
Wonderful.
Yeah, I was going to send them a message asking to talk peacefully, and if there was any way we could meet up, or I could meet up if none of you wish to go with me.
Oh, don't worry. If you are meeting up with him, I will go.
Yes. Yeah, as long as you don't do anything rash and don't act until he's hostile first.
Most likely, if there is a meeting, he will arrange some sort of ambush. I'm very good at dealing with those.
Cyprus is beginning to look a little bit conflicted.
I would like to go as well.
Then, if there are no objections, I would like to send this message now.
Right. Let me know how it goes, and if you need my help, I will find a way to be there.
Yes.
It sucks being main healer and also responsible parent.
With that, Magnus would step out of her room to send the message. Just so that Sariah and others don't have to hear his musical language.
All right.
How far away would he have to go to, like?
I would say
Not
actually leave the manor and like walk a bit of ways.
Yeah. Magnus is one is out in the woods and to send his message.
Yes.
Oh. Yeah, and the message would be. Yeah, I had it here somewhere. Want me to just say the message out loud?
Yeah, you can just say what you're going to say to him, just so everyone knows.
Yeah, the message is want to talk, want to learn more about justice, no one fight, make deal, do not target girls, wear meat, respond in 25 words, and because I'm crap at making that, at talking that language, performance roll.
Yep.
Performance. Please be good.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Okay. I am a merciful god and require things to happen for this to go according to plan, what I have planned. So here's what I'm going to say. Is obviously you suck at pronouncing everything.
I tried to make everything as simple as I could.
Yes. So, I'm just going to say that there are certain aspects that get lost in translation, but you're not going to know until you get a response. Yes. Yes, no, you do
Magnus said, what Magnus said was just like, I fucked your mom last night.
Do not want fight. You're a pussy. Wear meat. Kill you.
What's up, you fucking pussies? Welcome back to Unfinished Symphony.
Oh, the misery. God damn. Now it's stuck in my head. But yes, no. Alright. You wait there a bit, waiting for a response. Yes, he shows up just like covered in like dead bodies. Yes, no.
Dead body. He's just carrying like a shit ton of dead bodies.
God. But yes, no, until you finally get a response. It's very simple and straight to the point. What was that? Who was that? Ah, thank you for the follow, Boba Fett. Or Boba Fett IG88. Oh yes. Yeah, a good thing. Put that in the chat too, just for straightforwardness sake. How's it going? Oh yeah. So you get a response back after a few minutes. And I won't do the voice changer and all that shit just for that, just to make this easy for everyone to understand. But basically, Its response amounts to, there is no fight. Do not require more. Meet Western Cistern.
Yep, I'm just getting that down. So what was for response?
Our response is
Yes, let's go.
there is no fight.
There is no fight.
Now I'm starting to remember trying to struggle what I just said. I think I said do not
No
want
need
more
more
girls.
something.
Yeah, no need more girls.
Yep.
And meet at West Cistern, being like a canal entrance.
Yeah, so pretty much where we first saw him. Oh, wait,
Near it. Near it. The cistern is along that wall. The cistern is along the wall, but it's not the bridge entrance.
Yep, so does me here put this down in row 20 chat to make sure that I have it right. Yeah, because to me the phrasing of this stuff is important.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yep.
Yes. You hate that a lot, actually? Well, too bad.
Zam.
God, I gotta stop coming up with jokes that don't make sense to anyone. Devine seen Sauron's pale white ass. Damn, he's 38 billion years old.
Damn, did he shit with that ass? The answer
Shut
is
up.
no.
Shut up. Jesus Christ. Ah! Anywho. So yes, after you get this response, are you just gonna head back to the manor, or are you gonna try and send more messages?
With a settings down, it can only be done once I die.
Right, I forgot about that.
Yeah, and I meant to ask if this would have any impact, but I might have using one of those corrupted sanguinium orbs from that shadow demon thing.
It does not affect the sending of the message as far as you're aware.
Yeah.
And it does not react in any negative way that you can determine, at least.
Yep, so, two hours after Magnus left, after a little while, about don't know how long, Magnus comes back.
I'd say it's been like, I don't know, half an hour.
Yeah, so about half an hour after Magnus dipped, he comes back.
Yo, guys, we got a date!
When we taking this motherfucker down.
Yes, I got a response from Music Man.
Oh?
Don't know how much of what I said got lost when I sent the message, but his response was there is no fight. It does not need more girls, and to meet at Far West Cistern. They did not give a time or anything like that, so I assume we should head out as soon as we can.
Okay.
Alright.
As you're talking, Xing and Digion also return as well. Just enough to like overhear like Magnus talking about all that.
Oh, great.
Make a note
My
then.
favorite person.
Xing is like, I see, you're going to attempt to communicate with this being. Well, I wish you the best of luck. I imagine you'll need all the help you can get. He looks over to Cyprus and is like, I understand you do not want to leave your daughter alone at the moment, but I feel that they would need your talents. If it would help put your mind at ease, I can stay here, as well as Digion, I'm sure, to help guard her. And I could even send word to the town for the knight himself to come meet us here.
Xing, I love you. Yeah, sorry, I just had to celebrate because, stepdad, let's go. Cyprus, I'm so sorry that you had to do this. I know that they're fucking unreasonable. But
I just thought of something
What?
funny. Sariah going to Xing, are you my new daddy? And he's like, no, I'm Cyprus's daddy.
that's true. That's true. Yas. Papa Yas. Cyprus will actually relax a little bit at that and offer like a teeny tiny little smile to Xing. Be like, yes, that would make me feel better. I do not want to abandon my team, especially when they are, well, might be going into a precarious situation. So, thank you for the offer.
He gives a small smile and a nod of his head.
I start preparing my stealth armor.
If Stein is coming over, do you know how well versed he is in languages?
Well, I think he's fairly good in many languages. I don't want to speak for him, but I definitely do know he knows a lot more than I do.
Last time we talked, he did mention something about having a lot of dealings with a Veritas before. And I am not sure if he would prefer to, if he even wants to come here or come with us to help talk.
Well, if you're willing to wait for him to get here, we can ask him himself. And,
I will be. I'm just unsure how long the music man would be willing to wait.
Well, let me see. He kind of thinks himself for a moment. Tell you what, I shall order one of our... I'll just pretend he had some, like, guards outside that have been, like, escorting him as well. And be like, I shall send one of them to go and explain the situation to Stein himself, and if he wishes to join you, he will meet you at the location, and if he doesn't, I'll have one of the guardsmen show there to tell you that he's at the manor instead, if Cyprus is okay with that possibility.
Yeah, Cyprus gives a nod.
Very well. If for expedience sake, could your person take licorice with them so that Cyprus can get instant confirmation whether or not where Stein would be going?
If Cyprus is fine with that as well, sure.
Yeah, Cyprus will take out licorice. Offer licorice out to Sariah and Cira to pet if they would still like, considering that he's a cute little bat. Offer tell licorice to stay with the guard that's going to Stein. So.
All right. Digion escorts Licorice outside quickly to give to the guard and explain to the guard what to say and everything, and sends them off, and then comes back in, and is like, well, very well. I'm sure this should be most productive. This is the best lead we have at the moment, and even if you can't stop him in this encounter, just getting to discuss with him why he is doing this. It is, to me, in my experience of Veritas, they are very rational beings. Even the most odd, peculiar ones always have some kind of logic to what they're doing. They never seem to do anything just 'cause.
Indeed.
Yeah. We thought real quick. When we saw our music man in the sewers and that, I know but Drexel got close enough to him to see that his arms were just for narrow tap tendrils.
Yep.
Would anyone else have been have been close enough. And Anaga probably would have seen it as well because of her dark vision. Because at that time when we saw him, he was over the hole about 30-40 feet away from everyone.
I will... Here, I'm going to roll a little die. Okay. I will say... Wait. Minoi have dark vision too, don't they?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right?
Okay, so literally the only person who it matters for would have been Annika.
Actually, I mean, Annika is 120 feet dark vision, so she's
Oh,
fine.
right, yes. Yeah, no.
Yeah, Drexel would have at 60 feet. Digion was there.
Drexel
Don't know
got
what's
right on top of him
Tefians.
because he was taking the kid
Yeah,
from
yeah,
him.
as well.
I remember I saw that. But...
Yeah.
I
Yeah, no, I think
do you want to
everyone
know
saw him.
that? Like, do you want Magnus to know that? I can just bring it up.
Yeah, well, if Magnus knew that, he would have said it to Xing, like...
Okay, I'll just bring it up. I'll just be like, this is relevant.
Mhm.
Yep.
When I was rescuing the child from the music man's grasp, his body was not fully machinery. In fact, it had Naratep tendrils that were what was holding her. So, obviously, this isn't any ordinary Veritas unit. One that would maybe act on rationality might not have such components.
Xing gives a bit of a nod, but then responds, while that is true, the Veritas that have spent extended time in various places tend to face various mutations based on their environments and cultures they're engrossed in, but even then, as far as I'm aware, they still always have a certain logical quality to them, but depending on the place, their logic could be, well, quite insane to us, I suppose, given enough time and location. If he's truly been living under the city in this old ruined mausoleum, then who knows what his mind even thinks anymore.
Machinery can get old, and it can get faulty.
This is true.
I
Yes.
know. I am an artificer, you silly man.
All right. Does anyone have any kind of preparations or anything they want to do before they go and head to the location?
I'm just, I have my stealth armor.
Yep.
I'm saying I did this overnight, and basically it gives me, I have a fucking sniper. I get like a hella advantage on stealth and shit. And in general, I'll let everybody know this, but my plan is to be y'all's eye in the sky during this entire encounter. Basically a sniper for if anything goes down.
You're gonna be really, really unhappy.
I know.
No.
Yeah,
We're going
I'm
underground,
assuming
aren't we?
Yeah, that's what I was assuming. But yeah,
Well,
before
it's fine.
before
I
but-
can still do my thing.
Yes, you can. Don't worry.
before I leave, Magnus would ask Cyprus where she would prefer Gizmo to be, whether come with them or stay at Farm Manor with Sariah.
Cyprus would prefer with Sariah. I'm so sorry. I know that they're fucking irrational,
fine.
but they're like,
That is fine. Magnus is just completely going with it.
yeah, because Cyprus is just like, my kid.
That is cool. Yes, Sariah does has a 4 foot tall, 200 kilo bodyguard of a dog.
Yes.
Cyprus still doesn't fucking trust anything the Music Man says, but Cyprus's plan is to be mostly near the back as primary healer, and then back Magnus up if he needs, considering that they can play instrument and they do have pretty good persuasion.
That is.
Yeah, Can my instrument actually be used to speak for Veritas language? This is something I'm curious about above game very much, actually.
If someone knows how to play the notes and the instrument itself is capable of making the complicated like notes and sounds, in theory, yes, it would probably be like the equivalent of like an accent, so to speak.
Yeah,
But in theory,
yeah,
yes.
Yeah, I'm not sure if there's any way to bring this up properly in game, but if if a question is raised, Magnus will probably try to say something to Cypress to repeat back with her instrument.
Fair.
To see if he actually hears it properly. Oh, what have you?
Yeah, Cypress will do that. They're pretty good at performing, so.
Here for fun, do you want Magnus to do a performance route and then to see how well it gets turned back? I'll translate it back.
Wait, who's doing the performance role? Both of us?
Here. I was thinking both of us. Hit Magnus to see how well he actually says it, and then Cypress to see how well it gets translated back, and if what Magnus and Chinese is kind of like Chinese whispers.
Sure, yeah, no, go ahead.
Yep, I'll just do
I have a
that
plus 10 to
roll.
this, my friend.
Oh! Yes, so what Magnus would have said would have been something along the lines of something like, "Hello, I am trying to speak."
Yeah, no, Cypress is gonna give you a strange look, but, they'll try to repeat it.
They repeat the noises that Magnus made perfectly.
Yeah, what does Magnus hear back, though?
Uh,
I'm assuming he can understand it fine, it's just speaking what's hard.
We're gonna say that you heard "Hello, I am Magnus."
Hello, I am Magnus.
Magnus just looks and says, "I wasn't speaking this when I thought."
Yeah, Cypress just shrugs and is like, perhaps, it can be something that we practice together. With trial and error. Not the best way to learn a language, but it is the best way we have at the moment.
I am willing to try that, and here to try and adjust how I speak it. And on my way over, if I can just pretty much do core and repeat to try and help Magnus understand where he's going wrong.
Fair. Instead of having you roll, I'll just say with your passive practice, you gain a free reroll to a test to try and communicate with the Music Man.
Yep, 1 free reroll, no advantage or anything.
Well, what would you prefer, rolling with advantage or getting a reroll?
I mean, that's actually the same thing, basically.
I mean, that's fair. Yeah, we'll just say you have advantage then.
Yeah, because looking at my previous rolls, if I had advantage there, I would have got a nice 17.
That's fair.
And when I talked to a Music Man before, I would have had an 11.
That's fair. All right, yeah, you just say advantage. That
Yeah.
makes more sense. All right.
Yep.
Okay then. Well, if nobody has anything else, we'll head into the city then.
I'm good.
Yeah, no, I don't remember anything from before this session, so
That's okay.
I'll refresh myself before next one.
It's all good. Don't worry.
Oh, good.
It's been a while.
Yes, I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
All right. So do we want to what is everyone feeling? Do we want to continue, or do we want to cut off here and have meeting Music Man and stuff next week?
I can
am
continue
fine with
fine.
whatever.
Up to you guys.
Up to y'all, but I will say I once again, I'm gonna be late to next session, and I don't think I'm gonna be as early as I ended up being on the way back, because we got out of class earlier than anticipated.
That is
We
fair.
can do this session.
Yeah,
Um,
it
Down
probably
to do
should
it
be
this
this.
session.
Probably should be this session.
Yeah,
then.
Okay.
in
That's
which
fine.
case I will save this
Basically,
session.
it sounds like we should try and avoid stuff that Alex prefers to be in early in session.
Well, y'all. I'm gonna say it right now. I do not want my schedule to be a problem for the game. And if it ever is, then I will fucking deal with it. Because I mean, I get out of class at fucking like 10:30. Like it's
Mhm.
like late. I would just prefer in general, in terms of how late we go tonight, no later than like 2 a.m. for me.
What time is it for
It's
you right now?
11:20. It's 11:20
11:20.
right now.
Okay.
we should be out by then.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
could.
I know. Just in general, I'm trying to I don't want to be up super late.
No, that's fair.
I have
That's fair.
watched some
Yeah,
quite
fair.
challenging movies today, so I'm kind of in a weird mood. But
That's okay.
yeah.
That's okay. All right. Well then, we'll have you go. So here's where I'm gonna make a secret roll for something to see if the sign joins you or not. Okay.
Oh yay! The other person whom I want to murder.
Well, lucky for you, they are not going to be joining you. They're going to go to the manor to look after Sariah.
Let's fucking go. This is in character. I like Stein out of character.
No, it's all good. So we're gonna want.
Yeah, so Cyprus would have seen what through Licorice, where he wanted to go.
Yes.
Yeah, Cypress is like, Stein will not be joining us. He's with my daughter. King Arthur. Blah, blah, blah. Oh,
But father well-timed woo.
Now, did you hear my neighbors?
Yes.
Yeah.
we heard them.
I
Woo.
I am on the literal opposites. I am as far as I can possibly be from that window right now without just. No, not even without going into one of my roommates' rooms. I am literally the furthest possible. I am far as possible away from this fucking party, and they are still out, and it is 11:22 p.m. on a fucking weeknight.
Jesus.
Yeah, on a Wednesday. Like, what the fuck?
Alrighty. Well, I'm gonna go to the city map for now till we need a new map, which might potentially happen. We'll see how this goes. Okay, so you head into Arkanas, right?
Yes.
And
Yep.
the west cistern he is talking about is along the gateway here. So it's not too far from where you had overheard him that one day.
Cool. I'm gonna scout ahead.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, on the way as well, Magnus would request, but yeah, he goes ahead without anyone else first, just with him like hanging in the back somewhere close enough to sort of see,
Mhm.
but to just like make it clear that it's just between him and the music man for now.
Alright.
I'm still scouting ahead.
Alright.
Unless you want to make an argument about it.
Mm-hmm.
Drexel doesn't trust the
That-
situation. He thinks it's an ambush, and he can fly.
Yeah, he won't stop you from doing that. Just at the meeting, Magnus would prefer to talk to music man by himself for now.
Then you should make a scene about it, because Drexel is stubborn. So you should give your
Yep.
arguments in character.
Yeah, so. Yep. Yeah, so on the way, Magnus would just be saying to others. Yeah. When we get to this meeting point with our music man, I would prefer him to see me by myself to help show that there are no signs of aggression or anything. Yeah, because
Well, I was planning on going to scout ahead. Make sure we're not going into an ambush.
I am fine with you doing that, as long as you hang back during the actual meeting until something goes wrong. You're gonna be close enough to actually see us clearly. Just I want there to be a clear gap between us.
Don't
If it
worry,
is fine
he
with
won't
you.
see me.
All right.
Yeah, please don't attack unless he actually attacks first, and
I
I'll
won't attack unless he's
I
planning an
let you
ambush.
know. Please don't try to jump to conclusions if possible.
I won't jump to a conclusion unless there's an ambush.
Jesus.
Magnus, have you ever been ambushed before?
I have not.
Well,
I've been
often
part
what
of
happens is that an ambush happens when you are not expecting an ambush, and in fact are in quite good faith going into a meeting that he has decided the location of, and he has all of the pieces that we do not have, and he is probably has had the past hour and a half to 2 hours to set up an ambush with his entire cult of followers, whom we do not know who they are, how many he has, etc., etc. I will not
Yes.
attack unless there is an ambush.
Yeah, just make sure it is an ambush, and they're not people he brought with him, like I did, to help protect him as well.
Well, hopefully he keeps them all in non-ambush places, let's just say. So sorry, dude. My guy got ambushed
It's
once,
fine.
and he's like, never again.
Yeah.
I'm not even kidding, like, that's his backstory.
Yeah. No, that's fine. Yeah, that whole thing was pretty much Magnus trying to be absolutely clear, but nothing is done under false assumptions.
I mean, Drexel's just like, I don't know, man.
Drexel, you see Cypress give you like a little thumbs up, like I got it. You're based.
Based.
Cypress thinks that Drexel
He's
is
like-
completely 100% justified.
Drexel would much rather be ambushing someone wrongfully than get wrongfully ambushed. That's his opinion.
I mean,
Yeah,
Annika doesn't disagree.
I'm so sorry. If it weren't, I would not be so stubborn on this if it weren't such a quintessential, like, fucking part of his character. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna go scout ahead.
But yeah, pretty much here the whole thing Magnus was trying to say is don't attack first. Don't attack unless they actively attack first, or Magnus asks you guys to join in.
Yeah, Cypress won't attack, but yeah, if they get there and then fucking there's an ambush, I mean,
Fair.
Jesus.
they don't want to fucking die.
But yeah, so I'm gonna scout ahead and see exactly what we're going into, and what it means to be going into it, and yeah.
All right. Well, you fly ahead to look for this cistern, and you believe you spot it on the gate, or near the wall. There's kind of like this small inner pool area that water seems to be draining into the underground system. There's a large enough opening for people to walk through. It's about like 15 feet wide. It's very much just a one-directional tunnel. There's not much one can do in the way of ambushes.
I mean, honestly, one-directional tunnel is literally the perfect place for an ambush, in my opinion. So give me a moment. I'm looking at all of the spells I have, and I have not opened up my fucking character sheet in about, like, 3 months. So, let's see what I've got. Can I do, like, a fucking perception kind of check or something like that? That would, like, be the what's going on that I could do around here.
Yeah, with what? I would suggest that as we enter the tunnel, you could put alarm at the entrance so we know if anyone else comes in.
Do not worry, I will. But I'm not entering just yet. I'm just seeing if I can like see if there's anything going on, if there's anything of note outside of this place before.
Outside, there doesn't appear to be much. This is one of the older districts, so the buildings are a bit more run down and shoddy and whatnot, and there doesn't seem to be too many people around at this area. But otherwise, it's not too much of note. It's mostly buildings with a lot of concrete. This area, the gate in the wall looks like it could open. Like, this might have been, at one point, a spot for ships of some kind to dock in through the waterway.
Awesome, okay. Sorry. I have so many things on my character sheet, all of which are useless. Yeah, baby. I just realized I have alert, which means I cannot be ambushed.
You what?
I have the alert feat, which means I cannot be ambushed.
Like, the one means you just can't be surprised.
Yeah,
Well,
they
yeah,
can't.
but the thing is, the thing in the D&D mechanics that makes ambushing someone like gives you an advantage when you ambush is that you get a surprise round. So I theoretically, mechanically cannot be ambushed. But yeah, I will let people know that it's like a cave. I'll go back and I'll be like, so it is a small cave inside of a river, 15-foot entrance. Doesn't seem to be anyone directly on the outside or inside, but I'm assuming this is the meeting place, which means it would be very difficult for us to keep a large distance behind you when you have this meeting without losing all visibility completely.
I am fine with that. I can set up I feel light around me as well so that I stand out against the darkness.
Right. Well, here is the thing. Most of us would probably benefit, including yourself, if we could see you during this situation.
Yeah.
Considering
Yeah, so
that you don't speak this language particularly well, a single miscommunication can cause your own death.
I will do my best to make it clear to him, but I do not speak the language well, and to try and confirm what I said. What will be what I am opening with, but I know speak this language good. Double check what I say if you're confused.
Drexel's just going to... He's not going to say anything. Just yet. Apologies in advance.
Alrighty.
Magnus is not streetwise enough to question that part.
Good. I'm gonna DM you something around.
Okay.
So let me find our DMs. Wait, it's higher than I thought they were, and I just scrolled way past them.
Lol.
But yeah, with that, if none of our others will stop Magnus, he will start going quite a ways ahead of him to the point where he can barely see the entrance. And then he will use his magical tinkering to create a light source around him, which is 5 feet bright light at him, and then 5 feet dim light. And then after that is done,
Mhm.
to make absolutely clear that that Magnus is unarmed, he will be dumping his dagger, crossbow, short bow, shield off to the side with his cloak as well, so that he's just like standing there with everything exposed.
All right. Sounds good.
Yeah, doing everything again to make absolutely clear that he did not come there with any sort of aggression in mind.
Gotcha. Just fixing up something. Okay,
Yep. Is there an actual map of this tunnel as well, by the way?
I am getting that already because I realized
Yep.
I did not have a proper map of it. Here, let me move. This is just a map of the entrance area. It's very cheaply done.
No, it's fine.
All right. Also, what did you have to say to me?
It's a very fun map.
It's so blue.
Well, I want to make clear as water.
Ultramarine.
It came with green water on it, and I didn't want it looking gross, so I just yes. Yes. So say there's like stairs that lead down to like a bit of area to walk and whatnot, and then it's very shallow water that's going into here.
Yeah, so for this here, when you're ready, whereabouts would Magnus be, and how far back would Varus be hanging?
Okay, so I would say put Magnus right here.
Fuck.
Yep.
Fuck.
Magnus would
Sorry,
be
I'm trying to figure
here,
out how to roll. Oh, never mind.
and then the rest could all be around here at the entranceway.
Yep,
Like
so
hiding out of view?
Magnus, yeah, up around here, Varus around here somewhere.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, while you're standing up, give me a sec while I run to the toilet real quick.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, I guess to drag everyone onto the map. Drexel can go right there. Cyprus can go right there. And we'll put Magnus right over there. While they're doing that, I'm actually going to do the same thing. So I will be right back.
Have fun.
No.
Oh. Oh. Dip, 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 dip.
If this turns into a fight, I wonder what the odds are of me actually taking damage this time around.
Who knew?
Probably quite low considering that you aren't Magnus.
I'm back.
Welcome, Leah.
Yo.
Thank you. Yeah, I feel my notes for various parts of the session are very lacking right now.
Oh, you're about to get a whole bunch more, so.
Yep, nice. I can. Yeah, I can use what's laser because right now a bunch of what I'm missing is multiple recent conversation and the part where Magnus was talking about sending that message to the Music Man and what he wanted to do with that. I am missing a lot of that part.
Well, you can re-listen to session, probably.
Yeah. Oh, I was going to be doing that anyway for my write-up later.
Fallen.
Yeah. I wonder how many pages this one would take me. Because session 7 was like around 18 pages of me just writing.
Oh my god, bro.
Yeah.
I could not.
It took yeah. It took me, like I started here 6 hours every day after I got home for about a week or so to get it all done. And most of me doing the various sections of it.
Okay, I'm back.
Come back.
Okay.
Welcome back.
Yes. Alrighty. So, you arrive here. There's seemingly no one. As you're all kind of standing around and waiting for a bit, eventually, Magnus, you do start to hear the disturbance of water from within the tunnel.
Yes, with his stuff. Yeah, with where Magnus dumped all his, like, weapons and everything, whereabouts would that be? Somewhere down around here?
Yeah. Say, like, 10
Yep.
feet behind you.
Yeah, like, close enough to grab if needed, but making it hard for him to actually do anything of harm.
Mm-hmm.
And there'll be, like, around here 5 feet of bright light around Magnus, making him stick out. With, like, 5 feet dim light past that.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty. So eventually, as the water disturbance starts to get a bit closer and closer, you can finally start to see the outline of the Veritas creature you had met before, slowly hulking its way down the tunnel. Its red eye kind of like glows to life once it gets a bit closer to you.
Yep. Yeah. As he's approaching, Magnus just waves.
It does not give any kind of physical reaction to your wave.
Yep.
And
Magnus isn't bothered by that.
obviously, in universe, these two would be communicating through sound and whatnot, but I'm not going to worry about playing a bunch of notes and shit for you.
Yeah. I was actually gonna ask if you wanted me to do any of that with Mikata.
You don't have to,
Yep.
but if you want to, it's okay. But yes, you kind of stand there in silence for a bit before it finally breaks the silence. Speak.
Here, Magnus will say, here, first of all, I do not speak this language well. If I say anything that seems bad, please double check what I actually said.
Right.
And if you want to do a performance roll for that?
No, for that one I'm just gonna do an understanding roll on his side.
Yep.
Right, he understood that perfectly fine.
Yep. Yes, if Magnus gets an acknowledgement of understanding from him.
It just responds very well to what you said.
Yep. Yeah, Magnus would just ask him if all the people you've been taking so far, why are you taking them? What are you doing with them?
Sorry, having a bit snack.
Oh, good.
responds to that with, blood.
That's all he says is just blood in response to what you said.
What do you do with your blood? It does the narrative feed on it for some reason?
Not feed. Grow.
But narrative grow? Or something else grow?
Narrative. Grow.
Okay. Does it need to be blood, or can something else be used as a substitute?
Other narrative do not require blood. My children do. They are different. They were always different.
With the people you have taken, are you aware that some of them were children?
I do not understand relevance.
I'm trying to think what the reference would be. Because I think I have something.
My children have been taken to...
I'm just trying to think of some more. I'm kind of at a loss right now with what else to ask. Alright, now I initiated all of this.
Well, didn't you write down the thing of questions, I thought?
Yeah, let me look that up a bit more.
I think I had that saved and open.
Yeah, I have this here. Yeah. Yeah, there was stuff about ID.
You also mentioned in the manor you wanted to ask him about what justice is.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. When we last talked, you mentioned something about justice coming to Arkanas. What do you mean by that?
Hello, Rusty. Also,
punishment for the suffering and betrayal we endured.
What is this betrayal?
it's finally, like, for the first time, its, like, gaze seems to break off of you for a moment, as if it's kind of looking up to try and remember a distant memory. And he, after a couple of seconds, finally kind of responds.
It was so long ago. I was a Veritas speaker unit. My purpose was to spread the orders of the king and queen. After the king's departure and our freedom from the Overmind, I was left to wander. And eventually in this canyon, in this opening, I met it. Something that spoke like the Overmind did. It communicated through its children. They were her will, all as one. I did not truly belong, but I felt at peace here, but then the Drillians came. They wanted the resources of this region, and they ordered They ordered submission on her part. The Neritep do not kneel. They don't understand that. And so they fought, and they resisted. I do not know what caused the underwater reserves to break, but they broke all the same either way. And in less than a day, we all drowned.
But you came back somehow, it seems.
The Hedrillian Empire. I don't know why they did, but they built a structure here. It looked ornate. I do not know what it was for, but it was built around the remains of us, of all of us. Perhaps it was their way of making peace with what had happened, and they built ourselves a resting place.
You are speaking of a mausoleum that they built.
Yes. It filled the cannon.
Here throughout all of that, here with what the music man was saying about the Drillians coming in and fighting them.
Yep.
Does any of that resonate with Magnus?
A little bit. Like, Magnus kind of gets a few kind of glimpses and visions of, like, Drillian soldiers in, like, a forest and whatnot, but nothing too clear-cut.
Yeah, once again, like before, when what happens, Magnus's eyes would go a bit blank while seeing what before he shakes his head back to himself. And there's... I do not know why, but here I feel like here what you said is familiar to me somehow. Like it has happened to me in some way before, but it hasn't to what I know.
The Drillian Empire only takes. There was a time when it was not such. But like all things, it decays.
But if a city right now, however, in the way it is, Quadrillion Empire no longer have any authority here. If people living here are no longer part of Quadrillion Empire.
Their allegiance may not be there, but I can sense it in their blood. The Neritep here were a peculiar offshoot from the others. Whereas others fed on sanguinum, these ones fed on flesh and blood, like any other wild life. Their desire for sanguinum still existed, but it was out of reverence. They were the most advanced of the Neritep tribes.
Would any flesh and blood do? Or does it have to be equal?
Does it have to be what?
Yeah, does it have to be people? I would like animals to do.
I tried at first with just wildlife. of creatures of no mind and magical prowess. But the children came back wrong. People worked only a few at a time. They take forever to incubate. This batch is growing better. This one might live.
Yes, so with this batch, is it like a batch of narrative or batch
Yeah.
of people?
Batch of Naratep.
Like, yep. Yes. If I do live, what would end up happening it for them and the city?
We will reclaim what was ours. I am no monster. I will not demand the death of all. But they will leave. Our tomb, our sanctuary they built for our remains. I was at peace in it, left to lie in death with those I cared for. But someone, and I'm sure it was the Drillian Empire, someone in their callous disregard for respect, began dumping here. Their grey sanguinum, their used sustenance, they poured it here, and it pooled and pooled and pooled, until I could start hearing it. And it changed me. Made me into this.
And it kind of just like raises all of its tendril arms and just kind of slowly kind of wriggles them about as to accentuate that they are not like its natural arms, obviously.
Yep.
And I thought perhaps this was a new gift, a chance at life, but it's a curse. Children, they keep getting disturbed by the sanguinum.
Is there any way here that can be helped? Maybe with a removal of a sanguinum?
To remove it would be an undertaking that I do not know anyone can do. There are centuries upon centuries of it dumped here. And then, when it was filled, they stopped and built their city, as if to hide it.
Yes, when your people will go to reclaim the land, will you give any forewarning to our current inhabitants? Would you give them any chance to evacuate or talk beforehand?
It kind of like just kind of stands there in silence for a moment as if it's like pondering its answer.
Perhaps. If I feel they may listen, perhaps. But a part of me doesn't care anymore. I don't know if it's a part of me or of the Grey Sanguinum, but a part of me feels no difference if I let them live or let them leave. It doesn't matter. Only saving my children matters.
And if I decide to fight back to protect their own children?
It is the nature of life to breed conflict. I lived before this planet. I had seen many, many worlds. Conflict is natural. It is not something to despise. They will fight for their right to live here, or they will leave. I care not which they do, but I will not surrender. It is too late to stop.
With yes, with some of our current going-ons with our city and the area surrounding it, are you aware of what people that have been here collecting goals and greening them and been hunting other narrative to do so?
Takes like a angry step forward and is like,
They hunt my children. I do not know how they even found our existence here, but they've stolen 3 of them, and they hurt them. I do not know who they are, but they torture them. I can hear their music.
Me and my companions, we are currently against them, and we wish to stop them here from hunting for narrative. Is would you be able to find out where you can hear them? And once again, Magnus would like take out, bring up another scale model of city and surrounding areas. And as he's doing so, he would mark out the parcel that ID uses as their meeting point.
Alright. Kinda takes a few slow steps forwards.
He would like
Go.
Magnus would put it down a bit otherwise if a music man doesn't want to get too close to him.
Takes a tendril and just kind of like marks a spot on the map before pulling away. There is only one left.
Yes. If we were to go there and see about trying to rescue them, will I be in such a state to allow us to do so?
I do not know. They are in pain. They are scared. They are weak. If you had overpowered them, I doubt they could resist.
If we try and we are forced to attack it and potentially end it, would you hold any ill will towards us for doing so?
Ask that of any parent, and you will have your answer.
If we if we do rescue them and succeed in it, would you try to avoid taking any more people? Or potentially help us against the people who have been taking them?
even if
Even if we save them, even if we harm and end all of those who have taken my children, that does not change my goal.
Well, I understand what you're doing and why you are doing so. I cannot agree with how you're attacking innocent people. Children even who have done no sort of wrong before that. If yes, if you keep trying to do so, I will I will be compelled to stop it where I can.
That is the nature of will. It conflicts. I have come too far. I have watched too many of my children die. I will succeed, or I will die trying. You can leave safely, or you can stay and face us when the time comes.
Do you have a 9?
It kind of like stands up a little bit like taller, as if it hasn't like had the opportunity to speak its name in like, you know, who knows how long. John Music. No, his name is not John Music. I'm gonna spell it out too. Before I have it say him.
Yep.
Onterim.
Yes. Onterim. I will. Yes. I will remember you. No. Yeah, I will remember your name and carry it with me if we end up crashing a new parish, like I have done for fathers I could not save. And Magnus just gestures towards his pauldron with 6 I think names on it.
Yes, I
Currently.
think 6 too.
Yep.
So be it.
Yep.
There is no choice left for me. I must do this, and face the consequences, whether it be victory or death.
Yes, I would prefer if we could have had a peaceful end to this, but I see what we cannot. Before we part, here, can you do me a favor and yes, and recall the spell you put on our girl's parents that we rescued last night.
It kind of like
okay. Might get so what the parents remember their own child again. So if they do not go through any more pain.
It kind of like just stands there and like kind of ponders for a moment before looking down a bit, and then finally turning its one eye back up to you.
As a sign of good faith and respect, from one construct to another, I will comply. I shall also leave the child on the borders. I can sense them now. They are dear to a companion of yours. Are they not?
Very much are. They are.
Even so many centuries later, the bonds of parenthood exists strong. wonder sometimes, is this how he felt about us?
And it just kind of like looks up as if it's like looking through the ceiling into the sky. Eventually, after a few moments of staring, it kind of turns back to you.
I doubt we shall speak again, but it was nice to converse again after so long.
If thank you for meeting me peacefully. Here I am. Before we depart, my name is Magnus Opus, sorry.
It's all good.
It gives a bit of a nod.
Very well. Magnus, damn it, I did it too.
Yeah.
Magnus Opus.
And the person you took the other day, that Tefian. Yeah. And Magnus just brings up that image of Ren. Here. How fares he?
He has passed. His blood now fuels my children.
That is a disappointment, but here for me, but nothing can be done to change that now.
If it's any consolation, I do not make them suffer.
I suppose probably some sort of consolation. I would ask if you would remove a spell from their significant other as well, but I am not sure if it would be a mercy or not.
I erase their memories from mercy, so those who know them do not suffer.
Very well. If when I bid you farewell, automaton.
Same to you, construct. Known as Magnus.
It kind of like slowly starts to turn to head back into the sewers.
Yep, and Magnus does the same, covering the key as I head back to the others.
Alright.
Yeah,
Wow, I'm
well,
impressed.
but-
Drexel didn't just jump out to start fucking shooting them.
Hey, I'm
Yep.
still watching to make sure he doesn't do anything.
Yeah, if pre-order any of that, there's no rolls or anything you want it done.
No. I was doing passive rollings for him that entire time, and it never rolled lower than 12.
Damn.
Yeah, I don't know.
I stick around for a bit in my spot that I've been.
Mm-hmm.
Does he do, like, what does he do after Magnus leaves?
He
Anything
just
interesting?
No, he just continues on into the sewer until his like form disappears in the darkness and you can no longer hear the water from his steps.
Cool. Yeah. Alright. I'll leave then.
Alright.
Yeah.
Behind Magnus, ironically enough.
Yeah, we did some secret rolls. Drexel wanted to use their stealth
I
to
rolled a
sneak in.
24 on stealth.
And I did a hidden roll for you and did a nat 1.
I mean, here's the thing. I'm wearing my stealth armor, you know? But yeah, had there been any hostile action from, or seemingly hostile action from Mr. magic music man. Whoopsies. Oh.
What was my
Thank God
plan?
there wasn't.
If I roll, my plan was if I rolled a 10 or under it all, he would misinterpret what Magnus was saying and attack him.
Yep.
And then you just lucked out.
Yeah, even though at the start Magnus pretty much said, yeah, something I say might not come out as I want, double check.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, would that have actually applied any impact?
Yes,
One-
but he
the
wouldn't
one
have. He wouldn't have immediately started attacking you, but he would have immediately gotten aggressive.
The one time that actually rolls well.
I know, right? One time I roll well, and it benefits the party.
Yeah, no, literally, that's what your dice do. They go, what's the best for the party?
Pretty much.
Well,
Try to make this the least difficult situation possible. But yeah, I'll exit the cave.
yeah, well, we know what we'll do with our music man is now.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll still have to. We might have to fight him later, but
Yes, I know.
at least know we know.
That was a huge ass lore dump. If you want any meta clarification from me, feel free to ask immediately right now.
No, I was
Why
mostly-
isn't his name? Why isn't his name John Music?
Because
Oh, that's a good question.
because that's not how Veritas names work. I'm
I
unopening
don't
question.
know.
No, I'm
That's
just
how
kidding.
V did he work.
Yeah, but that's because people named him.
I'm gonna
That-
name this one John Music because he's the
You can
inventor
say
of
I
music.
did it. You can say that I named him V Diddy because I did.
You did.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, because
we all just called him V Diddy because that was just like that's just what everyone started calling him.
Yes.
Power of words.
yeah, but yeah, from what I understand from all of that is that ages ago, Ottoman was wandering for land, spreading the word of their king and queen when their king left and separated, and all the Veritas started getting their own consciousness.
Okay, I just realized. Okay, you actually don't have a key piece of lore that was actually capable of understanding what he meant by that. As I'm pretty sure everyone else remembers, because I'm pretty sure V Diddy explained that in the other campaign.
Yes.
The Veritas used to be a hive mind.
I do remember hearing about that somewhere.
Yes, they were a hive mind that was super loyal to the King in Yellow. The King in Yellow disappeared for events that I won't get into here, which their programming basically made if the King in Yellow was ever gone, the hive mind had free will. It could do whatever the hell it want. And it immediately turned to try and wipe out the Drillian Empire, because it just kind of hated them. The Blue Queen, in the ultimate case of, I know this makes it not sound as good as cool as it is, but, the Blue Queen basically, what if the fucking, whataboutisms the fucking hive mind into surrendering its control over all of its units.
Damn.
Because
Girl boss.
basically the hive mind was like, oh, you're building an empire that'll just inevitably turn into a totalitarian empire that demands control of all of its life forms and whatnot. It's not a society of actual, like, freedom of any kind. You're just a massive hypocrite. And then she's like, well, what about you and all your perfectly sapient robots that you just control their every motive? And he's like, damn, you got me there, bitch.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yes.
Is that leading into session then?
I would think so. Unless anyone else has any immediate conversations they want to do.
Yeah, I just wanted to recap most of what happened with that conversation.
Yes.
So here, after the hive mind left, here, Onotone was wandering, pretty much
Yes.
kind of listless until he came across the brood mother and got a sense of what the hive mind was.
Yes, basically the Narratept are also hive minds, but they're more
Yeah.
sectioned off. It's not all one hive mind. It's more like, regional hive minds. So it stuck with them
Yeah.
because it found, it very comforting to be in this society that essentially functioned like that, even if he wasn't necessarily a part of it. And that just kind of stuck around with them until they inevitably came into conflict with the descendants of the Drillian Empire, who, I guess they didn't really explain that well in that conversation. The Blue Queen, I'll just say this just for meta knowledge, the Blue Queen did not order the building of that mausoleum because by that point, the Blue Queen was actually dead.
Oh, rip.
Yes. But the
Yeah,
Drillian
that's
Empire
not-
likes to pretend she was actually alive a lot longer than she was. She was just totally living in the palace, you guys.
But yeah, Vadrinians came in, asked for narrative to submit, and they either didn't understand what or didn't want to. They thought over narrative and Onoton at that time. He got wiped out, died.
Yes.
And then the mausoleum was built around them. Then after a while, all the Grace and Graham started getting dumped there, which brought them back.
It brought him back specifically because
It brought
this is also deep Veritas lore, but the Veritas are divine machines. They're actually partially connected to the Savior, who I don't think I've ever explained to you either, which is basically an eldritch entity that exists outside of reality, but is also a part of all reality.
It's a big city goth, yeah.
It's not untrue. But yes. And so Grey Sanguinum is basically one of the ways it seeps into reality. That's why this did get mentioned in a few sessions back. It might have even been last session, but that was also a while back, of how Grey Sanguinum, if it pools too much, just tends to have bad things happen around it.
Yeah, that was mentioned last session, but a bunch of what wasn't sure if it was for Greg Sanguinum causing it, or it just so happened to be where it was.
Coincidental, yes.
Yeah.
In this instance,
Yeah, go.
In this instance, Grey Sanguinum kind of, so much of it pooled together that its latent magic, whatever latent magical and divine property it has, kind of repowered the Veritas unit and mutated him, kind of fused him with the remains of the other rotted Neratep that were kind of sealed away with him.
Yep, and then after that, yeah, he started to regrow some of the narrative using the...
Yes, he's
using
figured...
people.
Because he, witnessed how they, procreated and existed, he knows how they grow. Normal Neratep literally grow in Sanguinum. They basically, they're basically like tadpoles, except in Sanguinum.
Yep.
So this one, instead, however, this Neratep was a, evolutionary offshoot that, since they lived in a part of the Freelands that was just teeming with wildlife, they literally would just, fucking hunt and gather the ludicrous amount of wildlife that existed at the time and just grow more of them. But that's why they were always just this small section located in this one region, because of how they grew, they can't expand too much, or else they'll just kill everything they need to survive.
Yep.
And so he's now trying to regrow them, but without a proper hive mind and a suitable, not corrupted environment, it's extremely difficult.
Yeah, and with latest batch what is being grown, they are the best so far.
They're the best at actually staying alive. They can grow to adulthood, because the one you've met at the very beginning of the thing, the dead one, that one is a full-grown one, and it's meta-wise, it is the first batch to actually fully grow to adulthood.
Fallen.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, and we learned that at least three of these narrative have been taken by ID and the Golden Croaks, and only one of them is currently still alive.
Yes. One of them you found, the other one you haven't found but is dead, and there's one you haven't found that is alive.
Yep, and we can potentially go and rescue them, but they will most likely not be cooperative at all.
Yes. Like he said, they're weak. You could potentially probably capture it
Yeah.
alive because it's going to be weak and untamed, and you can try and give it back to him and hope to hell that maybe he can change his mind. I'm not gonna. Okay, despite how much I make it, he's insisting he's going to no matter what just go lead a bloody overrising of the city and everything. I'm not gonna hardline and say that 100% has to happen, but that is 90% likely to happen.
I was just here for unassuming that that would happen at some time, and we can try to warn people and what of it get people sort of ready.
Yes. There is, like I said, the Veritas, Xing had dropped, the Veritas always have a logic to them, so if you can come up with a logical reason, or at least something that would make sense to that Veritas unit, it can abide by it. Hence why the Hive Mind Veritas actually let go of all of its thralls, because it had an argument made about it that it could not disagree with.
Yeah, pretty much the most obvious argument I can come up with is, hey, if he drives all the people out, then there'll be no people left to feed to them so they can survive.
I mean, that's worth an argument trying to say to him in the future, but I'm sure he actually has a plan for that.
Yep. But, Magnus would relay all that information to the others.
Yes, of course.
Leaving out that one moment where he got flashes of something.
Yes, gotcha. But yeah, so that's the primary big bad of this campaign. You now officially know his name.
Nice.
Nice.
Yep, fun.
And because I'm a fucking little edgy edgelord baby, I always got to give them some kind of wooby status. So if people go, "Oh no, poor little baby. Oh, it's okay. Genocide forgiven."
Oh no! Oh my god, no! Your family died? That's so sad.
I mean,
it is sad.
Yeah, if he didn't.
Good.
If he didn't already have a name, I was actually thinking of suggesting the name, Sympathy or something to him.
Yes.
Yeah.
His name to me will always be John Music.
John Music.
John Music.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's gonna be the end of session. I think I'm gonna hop off and time. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I did not get a lot of sleep last night.
But if you saw what we just typed in, I mean what Alex just typed in.
No, you're good. We can do next session.
We do next session, okay.
I have to close out of that. Was funny. What did Alex say?
Alex just wants.
It's fine. I was just gonna talk to Cyprus, but it's fine.
Oh, you can talk to Cyprus. I can stay on for a bit.
Okay.
What are you gonna say to me?
Fuck, bro. Yeah, I'm gonna go up to Cyprus, sort of, I guess after this happens, kind of away from the squad, I suppose. And be like, so...
Why didn't anyone tell me my robot voice was still on?
It wasn't.
I did.
It wasn't.
I didn't hear a robot voice at all on my end.
Weird. It said it was still on. That's weird.
It wasn't from me either, so...
I think what's happening right now, Rat, is Discord is picking up one of your mics. Here, stream is picking up another mic. Which would explain why we haven't been able to hear the music in that as well.
Actually, you're right. Shit.
It's okay. Anyways,
yeah, I'm gonna approach Cyprus and be like, so, considering what we have just learned, what is your opinion on this entire situation? Now that your child is theoretically safe from this sacrifice that this automaton, autonorim, ontorim,
Ontarim is how I've been saying it, yeah.
ontorim has been doing. Well, obviously, Magnus has a very pacifistic approach to the situation. What is your thoughts? I'm sure you've been having them.
Cypress nods. They've been kind of off on the side, kind of like absent-mindedly picking at their loot. And they kind of pause, their fingers on the string, and they're like,
Well, I do have a lot of problems. My priority is always going to be my daughter, of course. But I am not so narcissistic that I think that the world stops and ends with her. My world does, but there's an entire other world outside of that, yes? So, I... I do not kill people, but I will kill monsters, if that makes sense.
Yes, I suppose I'm asking because, on one hand, I feel a particular disdain for someone who has been doing all of these things around this town, wiping people's memories, the ego required for such an action is not something that I particularly find tasteful. I, on one hand, believe that this music man requires putting down, I suppose, for a second time. The dead should stay dead, and we should all just let the world move on as it should, rather than languishing in old kingdoms and gods and constructs. But on the other hand, there is a part of me that is slightly sympathetic towards its goal. Not in the sense that I think that any part of it is worth aiding, but in the sense that I feel there is a certain hypocrisy to myself acting so moralistically in this situation. And considering that you are on my team and you also have a strong conviction concerning your daughter and a vengeance that you are seeking, I suppose, do you feel it is a hypocrisy yourself to be against a parental figure such as this, who is doing these things?
Oh, yes. Cypress kind of tilts the head. Of course I am. But being a hypocrite does not make me incorrect. I understand that if my daughter was taken from me, I would go down a very dark path indeed. And I would not expect anyone to stand with me in that path. So, yes, I am a hypocrite. But just because I have sympathy for one, does not mean that I can't also think that they are incredibly incorrect on everything that they think and everything that they are doing. It does
What
not
would
bother me.
you
It does not bother me to be a hypocrite.
what would you say to the situation if it were less hypothetical, if you were already on that dark path?
Cypress kind of tilts their head a little bit. I think that would just be like, well, understandable. But if that happened, I would probably be taken away from Arkanas, and I wouldn't care, to be entirely honest. The person that I care most about in the world would be gone. If, but I do not know. I do not claim to have the answers to what I would do. I do not, and they kind of frown a little bit. I do not really understand emotion quite well. The first time I cried in my entire life, that I can remember, it was over the death of my husband and my wife. So, unfortunately, I'm not the person to ask. Perhaps I
You
would be.
really feel so little, so expressionless in feeling.
I do not know if I feel so little. But I do not know. I'm not. How do I put this? I was not raised. I grew up myself. Um, and a lot of the people that I knew for a very long time, they were not figures of guidance and mentorship. They were figures of authority and abuse. I I grew up around a lot of people who only treated me with disdain and anger. And I grew up not really knowing how to. Well, I did not know how to grieve because I had nobody. I did not know how to feel or express a lot of happiness because I wasn't very happy. Um, and now that I have discovered it, um, the the one who makes me happy is just Sariah. And if that would happen, I doubt that I would be on this. He seems quite angry. Yes, this music man. He seems very angry indeed.
He was
I do not know.
playing very loud music, so I assume so.
Yes, I I do not I do not know if I would express it the way that he would do. Um, and I do not know if I would go after people. No, actually, I will not say that. I would probably go after people who are uninvolved, but not these uninvolved. They like dash you to the city. Um,
Hmm.
but um, as for would I join him or even agree completely? Probably not. Um, I wouldn't really care what he did. Um, Arkanas is just not my home, so
Hmm. How long were you having to raise yourself? You are Minoy. That does mean something different than for
um,
most.
yes, I was. I don't remember my backstory.
Bitch, don't worry. Neither do I.
Uh, Cypress says a couple centuries. I forget when they met their hubby.
But
Hmm.
a couple of centuries, I was quite alone, and then I got arrested, and I was set free by my to-be husband.
I see. I can, I suppose, empathize slightly, if not in a completely different way.
Oh, what do you mean?
Well, I am obviously Minoy slightly, um, half so, but my blood, it manifests in different ways. I When I was born, I aged like a Manoi would. I am much older than I look if you were to judge me as a Tethian, but much younger than I feel if you were to judge me as a Manoi. I must sort of sighs and says, when I was growing up around Tethian aged people, I aged the rate of a Manoi slowly, almost a century of adolescence and childhood. But my mind, well, by the time, I mean, I had an adult mind when I was only physically a child. It was an odd experience, I suppose, an isolating one. Um, and I had family members in a way, but they were not ones I could ever count on having by the time I was finished with being a child, that is.
I see.
So I suppose I empathize in that I did experience the world, emotion, I suppose, maybe, myself differently than I suppose children must usually experience themselves.
Yes. Well, I'm quite sorry that happened.
I am not sorry for that. I'm sorry for many of the other things that transpired during that period, but I suppose it did not help very much.
No, likely not. Children are. Cypress kind of tilts their head slightly and glances down. A lot of people view them as lesser because of their age. Even I am guilty of that in some respects. I do not allow Sariah to leave. I ask that she be kept inside all day. Not only because she is rare, but because I am selfish with her. I am self-aware enough to know that. But
Well, I suppose I can warn you on this. I grew up, or at least the first few years of my life, in a situation similar to your daughter. My mother was quite protective, or I suppose ashamed. I can't tell. I don't really care. And we were locked up in the same way in one house. A nice house, to be fair. Plenty of things to read and things to do. But well, as soon as we got the opportunity to, the mobility to, we left without much regret. You don't. The safety of your daughter is important, and so is self awareness. But, well, a child likes to run away, especially as they grow older.
yes, I I am prepared for her to feel all number of ways about me, but but I will make the world safe for her. That is all I care about. I'm going to kill the monster that would come for her.
Well, that is probably a very good place to start. But perhaps you can show her a way for her to protect herself.
Hmm.
Magic or, well, there are lots of things that can protect someone that aren't apparent.
I will see what she might be interested in.
Hmm. Well, I suppose some questions have been answered, but I am both a very emotional person as well as a very moral one. I believe things are correct and incorrect, but I also believe that, well, I feel anger towards other things, and I think that anger is important. I don't want to lose it. Often, those things will come at odds. I suppose it's happening here with this music man. I find him despicable, and yet I don't have. There isn't too much in the way of difference between us.
Well, if that is something that interests you, perhaps it is a feeling to explore further. If you feel like you are similar to this person that you despise, maybe you look out what you despise about it and think about that a little bit more deeply. There can be nuance to these things. You do not have to feel completely one way or completely the other. Um, the reason that I do not shrug it off is in part because of my own paranoia. So,
Hmm. I don't know quite yet. I just hope that we are paid very well for this,
hmm,
regardless. Because
yes,
at this point, we are basically doing the entire job of the entirety of Tempest for it. And I think that, well, honestly, Xing should pay the fuck up. Or something like that. But in terms of the morals of this, I think this place falling to the wayside would be unfortunate for everyone involved.
yes. I agree with that. They kind of sigh and pat their lute, and they're like, "Would you like to hear a song?"
Yes, I would. I enjoy artwork.
Yeah. I don't know if I need to roll from this. I've already backed out the roll 20. I have a plus 10.
No,
so
it's
which one's
okay.
the
It's
word?
okay. I'll just assume you can play music. It's fine.
But yeah, no. Cypress is going to play for Drexel, a lullaby type song.
Okay.
Something that is very maternal, in nature because Drexel was just like, my mommy don't love me.
Oh.
So they're
Yeah, he just, he nods. He definitely seems, he, he's, he's someone that's interested, he likes music.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
like music. I'm
I,
so cool. My interests are listening to music. I'm such
I'm
an
not like
alternative.
other cyborgs.
I like listening to music, and I like the show Friends and The Office. I am so unique.
yeah, no. But Cypress is gonna try to make that up a little bit. So that's what happened.
Ballin'. Anyway, that's what I'm going
Fall.
to do.
All right.
But
Nice.
Drexel and Cyprus always have fun conversations.
Yeah.
It's because of the same fucking person, because we always make the same fucking character every goddamn time. I'm not even kidding. Bree and I always make the same person as a character.
Whoa.
It's very funny, except for Starcross, where we made the exact opposite character. It's very good. But yeah, no, I'm gonna hop off now. But thanks for session. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, everyone. I'm also quite tired. We'll definitely be hopping off and ending stream.
Yeah, I'm hopping off too. I'm very tired.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it was glad to finally play again.
Yes.
Yeah, I missed it a lot.
Yeah, me too.
I hate this
Yeah.
fucking phone.
Yeah. Yeah, I hope I wasn't reading anything too much for this.
You're good.
No, it was all good.
It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
This means a lot to Magnus, so you know.
Yeah.
God damn it! Please, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks everyone
See
for.
y'all later.
Yeah, I'll see y'all later. Thank you everyone for coming to
Yeah.
sesh.
Night.
Night, y'all.
Nice.
All right. Well, thank you everyone who stopped by tonight, and I'll have to see you later. Not sure what I'll stream this weekend, but definitely want to stream some more something. Hopefully, maybe finally get around starting Pyre, but we'll see. But thank you all, and have a good night. Bye.